All right, people. So we hear therapy without a degree. We didn't even do the moment of silence like we supposed to, but fuck it, I can hear the AC. So we hear Joe Fugarino in the building in the studio. To my left, I have Mr. Zane over here.
Hello.
He is back. He's not eating right now.
I'm not
No
eating.
Zeppelis.
I already ate.
No Tony Montana. I'm going to switch it. I'm going to start calling
That's
you Tony.
going to be you got to make that like a little drop or a snippet.
Tony Montana.
I'm Tony Montana. Like, it's just my voice.
It's your voice, though.
Yeah.
Now I got the hoodie. Now it's all we're even lit more.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then we got a very special guest in the building.
Hi.
Hey, we got fucking Paloma. Oh, shit. I'm going to curse a lot this episode. I can feel it. I'm sorry, man. My dad always hates when I be cursing. I'm sorry, man.
Sorry, Dad.
It's going to go down today. I can feel it. It's the energy. I think we were all growing up like that. But yeah, we got Paloma in the building. What up?
Hello. How is everyone?
We are good, yo. We are good. We, you know, if
I
y'all
would hope
don't
so
know.
with that pizza.
Don't be clowning me because I be eating pizza. All right, with some good pizza from New York.
Well, we finished. He's gonna finish his puzzle.
Puzzles. We lift the sheets and it's done. How did he fucking do it?
Like,
the whole time.
Recorded, just like
the viewers are gonna be thinking I'm doing something else. I'm not doing that.
just take off the
He
sheet.
just figuring out puzzles.
No. Hold on. Let me.
That's how we saying for 2019. What are you doing for 2020? I'm
finishing puzzles.
Finishing puzzles.
No,
you know?
yo, I dead ass already told.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I told like 3 people they should really get a puzzle, man. Like, yo, really.
Are we talking about puzzles?
That's another thing. Hold on. You know my crazy idea?
Oh, don't do it. Don't say it on the podcast.
No, I thought of another one.
Oh, another one past what you just thought about.
See, look.
Yeah, see, that one was intense.
Look at these. See, another one. Look.
Another one.
I just came today prepared.
Another one.
Joe just be coming out with fresh ideas. Yo, you're not even ready for this one.
We need Khaled on the soundboard.
Another one. But it has to be Joe saying it.
Yo, I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm going to perfect the soundboard. Like, I'm going to really dig in.
So then you're just going to record snippets of yourself? So
Of
you're going to be like little by little.
Nah, I'm going to go back and go on all your funny shit.
That's a lot.
I'm going to go to the apple pie one. I'm putting that one. That's the first one. I'm going right to Mass Podcast, and I'm fucking, that's a fucking drop.
I blew that pie out.
He lied. Y'all need to worship him.
So, what was I saying? Where was I? I don't remember.
Idea. You had an extra
Oh,
idea.
yo, fire idea. So, Zane.
You got a therapy out of degree puzzle.
Yes, how the fuck did you know?
I knew it was going that way.
Yo, that'd be so dope.
What's the picture?
Us?
It could be the cartoon of Rick and Morty.
Can I be Pickle Rick?
Yes.
I'll be Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick. Paloma Rick. Paloma is a pickle. Pickle Paloma.
Lome Rick.
Loma Piccoloma.
I'm Piccoloma.
Piccoloma. That's a wrap. I'm going to get to work tonight.
Piccolomi.
It's going to have the same glasses, too.
It's going to make you a whole new logo and
Make
everything.
sure they're Versace's. Put some respect on the glasses.
Versace's with a little nose ring.
That would be fire.
Ring.
That would be fire, actually.
Piccoloma. Oh, my God.
But, that's a good idea, man. I think we're going to do it. I think we're gonna put the Rick and Morty on a puzzle. Imagine that. Everyone's going to be thinking that my thing has been promo and marketing for my puzzle coming out. Like, I'm not that good. Maybe my mind, my self-conscious, which I do believe that your self-conscious knows. So, actually, maybe that was, yeah. I just figured that all out. I figured that me buying the puzzle was like an early foreshadow to what I was going to be doing. It was birthing me the idea, because if I would have never bought the puzzle, probably would have never came up with the puzzle idea.
That pasta. It was the pasta.
I already bought
That was
it.
by accident.
I already bought it.
But what?
The puzzle.
What puzzle?
The puzzle that you thought about.
No.
No, I'm just I bought it before it even was even on.
Like, then you would have freaked me the fuck out. Then it would have been scary.
That would have been funny. Man, I just showed up and just.
If you did that, and I also bought, that'd be crazy. Really, what had inspired the puzzle was Sean Stevenson, the guy I always watch on YouTube, the health guy. He was doing one with his son and his wife, and I was like, yo, I love puzzles. When was the last time you did a puzzle?
Yeah, that's a long time. The moment you have to be like, whoop,
I'm serious. When was it, like we're at our age now?
in my single digits.
Probably with high school, but like I would do it like online puzzles though.
No, when was the last time you did an actual physical,
Like
puzzle?
Wow, probably like middle school. So I was like 14.
Yeah, yo. I think it was around those ages for me. What about for you? What do you think?
I was in my single digits. Yeah, it's been
I'm
a while.
gonna say I was definitely a little. Oh, it was probably around. I used to do a lot with my mom. Like I was big into puzzles because we all grew up when we actually had toys and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And a puzzle was one of those things that like you got every once in a while as like a gift or like they would buy, your parent would buy it for you or whatever. You wouldn't really appreciate it until you actually did it. Because sometimes you don't do it right away. Sometimes it just sits there on the shelf. I used to have a bunch of them. I think like with with a bookshelf. So it'd be like a couple puzzles or books. And I used to do a lot of them with my mom. And I'm talking like some hard ass. Like she wouldn't play. She wouldn't be getting no bullshit ass basic puzzle. Like she was getting the real joints, the
Like
500.
the Monet type painting, like the lily ponds, like the lily flowers and stuff.
Yeah,
like that one.
nah.
Like
my
some
mom was
Monet shit
real.
is like, yo, this all looks the same. Like, how is this?
Nah, my mom was getting some like crazy joints, like with 1,000 pieces and shit. So we used to do that. Like they'd be sitting on the table like this for like I'm talking forever. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many fucking pieces and shit. I think we did one. I think the craziest one I think was like 10,000 pieces or some. It was like some wild number of thousands of pieces.
No, you're not catching me sitting doing all that. No.
I'm
I could
talking.
probably do like 1,000, but that's.
I'm talking. This puzzle was like it filled the whole coffee table. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole one. And I remember at that time it was like, I think it was 10. I think it was 10,000 pieces or some shit. I don't even know. I think we finished it, but whatever. But anyway, people, get a fucking puzzle. Seriously, get the one we have. So wait a little bit. Don't you know what I'm saying? Like wait at least a week for me to drop it. But not even because we're gonna create one. Honestly, like it helps you not be on your phone as much. You know what I'm saying? I was actually able to like. Like this guy on his phone right now. He's off in another world. He's boo loving.
No, I'm not.
He's like, I'm not.
Well, he has a smile on his face. No, I'm not.
Because y'all coming at my life.
Oh, we're coming in your life.
My life.
So, but I noticed when I did it, I was definitely like not on my phone as much. Because normally what else are you doing to like keep sometimes your hands busy? Pause. You know what I'm saying? I think we just so used to just grabbing the phone and just like, cause I guess we get antsy with our hands.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that, like, for me, when I wake up in the morning, like, that's the first thing I grab is my phone.
Close.
Oh. Closer to my mouth? No, like, when I wake up in the morning and stuff, like, that's usually, like, the first thing, like, I look at is, like, my phone.
Yeah.
And everything like that. And then I, like, go on, like, to Instagram and everything. I'm just, like, scrolling until, like, I wake up fully and then, like, I get out of bed.
Yeah, so it's stuff like that. We do that even if we're watching the TV and we kind of get all out of focus. We just phone. And when I was doing it, I'm gonna laugh because I overanalyze everything all the time. Surprise! So I'm like, yo, like as I'm doing it, I'm like trying to learn different things, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, obviously, I always say on here, small steps, great distances. But even a puzzle, small steps. You know what I'm saying? As you finish it up, great distances. But I was like, another thing is that, you really learn like how someone does it or how someone does a puzzle, like almost their character and kind of who they are. Like if you get
I see you work on the edges first and then you work your way to the middle.
That's how do you do?
That's how I was watching you.
Yeah. But do you do that too or no?
I literally organize all the pieces
By
and
color?
spread them out.
By color?
And I try to see what the picture is based on the image, and I put it all together. Like I section it. Like if
Section
it's
the
a flower,
colors.
like say if it's like a dandelion, then I look for all the yellows, and then I put that color in the respective spots. But I spread out all of them evenly, and then I go in sequence, and I'd be 1, 2, 3.
That's
4.
very methodical.
Yeah, it's very heavy into it. I mean, did you ever have a method?
I usually start with edge and then work my way in.
Okay, like how I did. Yeah, I did the edge first, and then I wanted to pick something the most colorful one. So I was like, let me get because I feel that would be the easiest. So get the most colorful part second, and then as at least the way the photo was, the color went all the way to the sides as well. So I was like, okay, I'll get it so it doesn't break. I'll fill that whole entire piece. And then I went, same thing, colors. Then I went to the fire. You know, like, I stick with all the colors, but you learn watching sometimes people do it, or even about yourself. Like, do you get impatient, you know, when you're doing it? Or do you get frustrated because you can't figure it out? Do you give up on it really easy? Like, all those little things. And then I was like, wow, like even the most craziest things as putting the pieces in there, how quick of a learner are you and how efficient of a learner are you? Like at first, I'm literally sitting there and I'm trying every single fucking shapes. Like I'm bringing every single shape to the block to see if it fits. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's wasting fucking time. Why not just look? Oh, there's 2 little arrows this way, 2 little points. Let me go look for that one. And I just realized, like, wow, okay, that shows you how you work and maybe how you do things. Like, you got to catch yourself. Like, I caught myself, like, wasting fucking mad time grabbing every piece and then realizing when I get so close to it, wasn't it. So if you kind of, like, dissect yourself and, like, analyze that, you'd be like, oh, wow, I cut this time in half. I working smarter, not harder.
It was all because of the pasta.
No, I've been doing this fucking thing all week. Y'all can't just say it was,
You started with the pasta the day we had the pasta.
He does not give it credit.
He's not.
He really isn't. It's funny to me because it's just like I was thinking for a minute. I was saying to myself, did it really hit Joe? And I was like, wait a minute. What was Joe doing while he was getting
We were having a whole conversation. He didn't even respond not once.
Look,
Not once.
people, the reason why is like I'm like an introvert. So like even though I fuck with all y'all, once it's like more than 2 of y'all, I'm like I kind of zone out.
Yeah,
I turn more into the listener because that's just me who I am. I like to listen more. So if there's 4 people here, 5 people here, I have to listen to 5 people, and I literally like to just listen and absorb. That's what I do. It's not even like that's just what I do.
I get what you're.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's like for me, it's like I like being like kind of like the center of attention. But then it's like when more people come in, I'm like, all right, let me bring it down a notch. Let me step back a little bit. I'll give my inputs.
That's what I do.
That's what you do too?
Yeah, if it's a big group, I'll say my 2 cents, and then when everybody's having fun and whatnot, I just like drift away.
You drift.
Yeah, I just kind of just go and selectively pick people I want to talk to one-on-one.
Yeah, no, that's we all have our little things like that. You know, like I said, I've came to awareness of what mine is. You know, like definitely more of a listener. So y'all too is cool. You know, it's easy for us to all kind of communicate. Mm-hmm. For me, and then once you add in that 4th person, like you can see when Matt was here, like no disrespect from Matt, I once it gets to that many people, I'm like, I will let y'all do your thing, and I just listen, and I'm zoning out and I'm vibing, you know. So that's what it is too. It's like 6 of us here, 5 of us here. So I'm like, I was just chilling. I was just chilling doing my puzzle, but they're fucking talking shit and talking about the fucking pasta we had.
I mean,
that was amazing pasta.
It really was. You got to give it credit where it's due.
Fam,
even that pizza though.
Nah,
right?
but look, I'm gonna tell y'all for real. If she came in here with pasta with marinara sauce, it would have been lit. I would have done 9 puzzles. Fam, like, cause it was kind of funny because I'm like, yo, like that was good, God. But I'm a picky ass eater, yo. I'm like a little kid. So typically, I like the basic ass shit, like I have regular pasta sauce or whatever. So typically, I don't even like shit like that. But I was like,
nah,
fuck it.
You tore that up.
Yeah, you really did.
I had a small ass plate. Shaking my head, my bad. They're not ready for that. I'll tell you what they are fucking ready for though, because they fucking lying.
Yo,
Y'all need worship
that
him.
snippet's gonna disappear. I might hit up Funk Flex. I'm like, yo, he's been using your snippet. Boom.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Y'all need worship him.
All right, so anyway, we do have a really interesting topic that Zane brought us. All right. Well, actually, no. First of all, what the fuck did you do this week? The listeners got I always talk to y'all about how y'all week was. They gotta know, man. You got fans on here. They want to know what the fuck Zane's been up to, man.
All right. So Monday I had a photo shoot, and it was like a fashion shoot, and I took a giant 32 by 40 yellow board, and I taped it on like random locations, and I had the model pose in front of it.
Yo,
and they came from like all the way from like down like Jersey. Like it took them an hour and 40 minutes just to get to me all the way to Hoboken. And it was dope. The mom was there. Mom was cool and whatnot. We were just kicking it, doing the photo shoot. And then later that week, I forgot. I've been doing everything all week. And then did a music video.
Hold on. Before you leave that story, bro, I think it's so fucking hilarious. Especially now that I've been on a lot of your BTS and your shoots and shit. Yo, I love when you be doing some shit that looks nuts and the model be looking at you like, what the fuck? But in my head, I'm like, yo, he's gonna smoke that shit. Like the fact, like, of you telling the board, yo, like, I shout out to Susan, I love her, but you took out like the red board, and I'm like, and I look at her, and I'm like, she gives you a small look at like, what do we do? Like it just, but I'm looking at her like, yo, he about to smoke that shit, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm being honest, yo, because I know the same exact thing probably happened with that one too. They probably looking at you in the yellow board.
I look crazy. I have the big ass board, and they drove an hour and 40 minutes.
What is
They're like, yeah, we're gonna fire him. But did you already pay him?
No. It wasn't a hired gig. It was just she hit me up, and I hit her up, and she was down to do a shoot.
They probably telling the mom like, yo, can we abort now?
Right? It was just.
And then when they start doing it, they get it. Like, oh yeah, I get it. And then you shut in just absolutely fucking nuts because you're smart with that shit.
Word, I appreciate it.
Word. So okay, what else did you do? The music video?
I did another. Wait, hold on. I released a magazine. So October issue is out, and the cover is Lola Miller. If you go on my Instagram, I am Zane Magazine. You'll find a link in my bio. Check it out.
And his OnlyFans.
And I have an OnlyFans. Just letting y'all know, I am Zane Studios OnlyFans.
He got the baby oil on deck.
I got the baby oil on deck. And then I was relaxing on Wednesday. Yeah, we just dropping everything. And then on Thursday, I just did a music video. And we had an adventure last night searching for something to eat. We were searching for diners.
Nah,
that was an adventure.
They don't exist anymore.
They do. They let us in.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I was surprised. And then I was like, so he showed me all these other ones. So one was packed. Another one was closed. We did a diner tour. We literally went
first. We did chit chat. We did chit chat first, and they were packed of their 25% occupancy. They're like, no food till 1:30. Whack. Mm-hmm. So then we went to Saddlebrook. Saddlebrook was closed. Like, fuck it. Oh, we went over there. That's the last time I was there.
Got that free cheese.
Yeah, word. So we were there, and then they were shut down. And then I tried Gotham fucking Diner in Fairlawn, Route 4. They were closed. So I said, yo, you know who's real? You know who I know will be open? Can you guess it?
What city?
Hackensack.
The one on River Street?
Well, no, Route 4. Route 4, Coach Diner.
Oh, that one?
Across Riverside.
You can call that Roach House.
Damn.
No offense to those who like it, but I'm good.
I don't know. That shit was good.
That's fucking tasty ass roaches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Them wings were better than I expected. Like, you know, certain places, like, you just know they have the trash wings? Do you know, like, you ever order from a spot like that and you just know they got trash wings? Usually pizzerias.
Typically pizzerias have
Typically
trash
pizzerias.
Wings.
For the, like, I think now they're finally getting the hang of it. They're like realizing that wings is like popular now and shit.
Yeah, they used to have them trash wings.
Just trash wings, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't order anything from a pizza spot because
you always had that analogy, right? But yo, believe it or not, and that's what I thought about diners. Like diners, I put that in my head as well. I feel like I'm not ordering buffalo wings. You got the trash ones, or the ones that you only crave like one time every 5 years. No, they got the fucking they had wings and thing. I was like, I'll give it a shot, and they were good. They were actually good wings. But yeah, so the topic that you put in the group, if you're not part of the group, get in part of the group. Facebook, the Facebook Therapy Without a Degree community group. All right, we be dropping some memes in there. We do a lot of accountability things. Be checking on people, checking on how your day was. We also submit the topics usually, so you get to see the topics early. And then you guys could, you drop your little questions and stuff like that too that we go over on the podcast. Also usually has always first access to tickets and whatnot. Okay, that was that. And then so the Facebook group Zane dropped in a topic. What was the topic, sir?
The topic was
pull it up.
What's your toxic trait?
Not what your toxic trait was. It was, is this toxic?
That's a whole other topic.
That's a whole, we might get into that.
Hold on.
Hold up. Where is it? I find it.
Therapy. It was. I didn't put in the therapy group.
Yeah. No, it was not in the chat. Not in the chat.
It was the picture you sent me earlier, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
okay.
you.
Nah. Yeah. It was a picture.
My toxic trait is I want to face everything on my own because I don't want to feel like I'm burdening people with my problems or struggles. Apple Watch.
Damn, she read that whole thing on her phone, on her watch. Her watch phone.
Let's not tell them. Oh, speaking of that, watching a phone, we have something coming up in the future. With a watch on the phone. Remember what I told you about earlier? We were talking about. Remember the ping?
Oh, you told me.
I was talking to her about it too. I told her about it since she with the crew.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
I'll be holding the boom boom stick.
The boom
boom. So yeah, so that is basically, let's run that back for y'all. It says my toxic trait is basically what? Not asking for help.
Not
because you
asking
think
for
you're gonna bother other people.
Yeah. My older people usually have that too.
Older people?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they just like, I know you're busy. I know you're doing things. I
feel like that's a reverse psychology kind of thing.
What you mean?
When they say, "Oh, I know you're really busy."
Yeah, but in reality, they just saying you shouldn't be busy enough for me.
yeah.
That's what it really is. But when you keep hearing that, you also adopt that too. But instead of it being sarcasm or whatever it may be, a reverse psychology is actually just your psychology of how you I don't want to bother you for real. Opposed to they had like a underlying to it. We just don't have that. So it comes off as, nah, I don't really, I don't want to bother you because I don't want to bother you.
I feel like that's more for like our generation because I feel like that sometimes. It's just like, you know what? Like, I'd rather just do this myself. I'll figure it all out by myself. And if I really, really need the help, then I'll be like, hey, do you think you could help me with this?
Yeah.
Okay. Dan, do you feel like you actually ask? Or did you, when you were younger, did you not ask for help?
I always did it by myself. I didn't have any siblings. My mom was always working. It was just me just doing homework, and that was it.
So you kind of feel like you were almost kind of forced into that habit?
Yeah. I think the environment, like if I had other people to rely on, which I didn't, then maybe perhaps I'd be a little different. But if you're so used to doing it because you're doing it anyway, it's not even like people are forcing you to do it, then you raise yourself to thinking, I'll just do it myself. I'm not gonna, I don't really need you to help. That's what it really is. It's like, well, I'm not gonna go out of my way to ask for help when it's gonna be a potential no. So most people don't even give it a chance to be a yes. They automatically in their head like, I'm ready for the no, opposed they're ready for the yes. You know what I'm saying? They wanna, if you start your expectations low, generation. So that way you don't get disappointed when you're at the high. And I feel like a lot of people do that. So to the point where I'm just not asking for help because I'm not trying to be disappointed. So maybe it's a rejection issue.
Maybe.
Because you don't want to hear no often.
And you said, do you feel like you do that as well?
I do. But the way I grew up, it's like I have 4 older brothers, but the 2 oldest ones, they were here when they were like 10. They came here when they were like about 10. So I kind of grew up with them, but, it's like a 10, 11-year difference between the kids. So it's like, they start trying to do their own thing and then be like, I'll try to be like in the cut and everything. So little asterisk, Liam might pop in like later on. I know him very well. He'll eventually like pop in. So like, that's how I used to be when I was younger. I'd be like, oh, try to hang out with the older crew. And then they'd be like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Like, go play by yourself. So I had no choice but to play by myself.
Okay. So do you feel like that's part of why you maybe didn't always ask?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like you've gotten better with it? Do you feel like it was worse when you were younger? Do you feel like it's worse now? Like when do you think?
No, I think it's the same.
It's always been about the same from you were younger until now?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I will ask for help when I feel like I really do need it. So for the most part, like, if I know I got it, I'm not going to ask anybody for help.
What about you? Do you think you've always gotten better, worse, stayed the same?
In terms of asking for help?
Yeah. And not wanting to have that, like...
Nah, I'm still working on it, man. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I'm not gonna even lie. I'm still working on it.
Still working on it.
Yeah.
At least you're aware.
Nah, of
Yeah.
course, man. You got it. And it's things like that to actually make you sometimes think that it's, just think about it. Like those memes and stuff like that. That's why I like those. That's why I share a lot of those too on the page, because it's like it makes you think like, oh shit, maybe I'd still do,
It's because also it's crazy because the moment someone that you ask for help to do something wrong, like I wouldn't have done like that, and then that's when it's like you just wait for it to fail to generalize it for every future potential situation, because you're like you expect it to be perfect, but then you're waiting for it to fail.
Yeah, I think that's why. I think it's too. It's for a lot of hard workers, a lot of people that have that hard work mentality too. Sometimes they're just like, if you ain't do it right, you almost look down upon that person like, I should have just fucking did it myself.
Exactly, and then once that happens, you generalize it like, I'm not gonna even put myself through the situation. I'm just gonna do it myself, and then that's it. You just make that decision. I'm just doing it myself.
When was a time that you feel like? When was a time that you did ask for help and you were thankful that you did ask for help, and when was a time that you really should have asked for help?
You said so. Pretty much, when should I ask?
When was a time, if you could think back, when was a time that you really think you telling yourself
that I should have?
You should have asked.
Versus
for help.
saying when
And
I
you
actually
just did it, yeah. And and then I want to know both. When was the time you did ask for help, and what was the turnout of it? If it was positive, negative, whatever, you could share one. And then what was one that you didn't ask for help?
That you wish
you should have.
All right, so I'll start with the wish I wish I asked for help. I think it was when I started doing, I guess, weddings, and I wish I should have asked for help, but I figured I could just do it myself. But then I realized it was a lot more work than anticipated, and I didn't even honestly research, because I thought having a second shooter was making the job easier for yourself, which was smart. But it wasn't a factor of easier. It was a factor of efficient coverage, while you can focus on different things, because you have to focus on the bride's moments, and you can't be in two places at the same time, because those are different moments. So it's good to capture them, because maybe the bride is texting the husband at the same time, and their reactions become changed.
So you're saying you should have. So basically, you did a wedding and it didn't turn out.
Well, when I did it by myself, and I should have taken a cut in my pay too, to pay out a second shooter, a professional, versus trying to get my friends to help shoot, even though they're familiar with the camera. So I figured I should have paid an actual professional, and then took a pay cut, and then just had an efficient gig.
But that's because, like what I just said, I would say I'm the same way. Like, you're like a perfectionist. I think when you're a perfectionist and a hard worker, that shit is tough, because you're like, well, there's no other Zane.
It also affects your relationships too.
Oh yeah, big time.
Because then you have this high expectations on, if I'm working this hard,
the other person should be doing the same.
You should be doing this, and if you're not working to my caliber, that means you don't love me, you don't like me, and then all these things, because you're not working as hard as me to you.
That sounds very traumatic. Like, like,
it
can we go to
it
the root
is.
of that?
Nah, but I think there's
very
a
traumatic.
there's a lot of people like that. So that was one that you feel like you should have.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what was one that you did ask for help?
I think I asked for. I think I posted something that, I don't know. I think I had problems with my car. I had no gas. I think I made a Facebook post, and then one of my old coworkers hit me up in the messenger, because I said I don't know if I had to like sell my car or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He hit me up and he's like, yo, what's going on? He's like, you need gas? I got you. So he went, he got gas, put it in the container. I had no money really at all. He's like, don't worry about it, just pay it forward. And he had like a son like around my age. So he made he drove from Clifton to my house, gave me the tank, I put it in my car, helped me put it in the car, and then that was it.
See how powerful that was, because you asked, and if you didn't
ever
ask,
since then, that was before the magazine. I've always did the pay it forward method. So if I did something nice to you, great, pay that forward. And I've been doing it for years now.
Yeah.
Whether they pay it back or not, that's not up to you. But you doing
you
something nice, and they ask you what they can pay you with, Pay that same kindness forward.
What about you? What was something that you feel like you should have asked for help with, and what's something that maybe you didn't?
I don't know, because it's like I've been trying to think like the whole time, like when is the time that I should have asked for help?
Makes you think. I'm trying to think of mine as well. Like when
that's when you check your pride and be like, that's at that moment. That's where the pride is where you should have, but you're like, why didn't I ask? You know.
No, I guess like, what's it called? When I moved away from the Bronx and stuff like that, like I really didn't know like where to go and all that, and like I went into like a shelter during that time, and I was with my son. He was like 1, and then like basically I didn't even bother like asking anyone like, hey, like this is going on. Can I stay here? Can I stay there? And like I ended up like going into a shelter, and I was there for like 6 months, and I'm like, damn. And then my mom's like, well, you should have spoken to me. Like, you know, I'm like, lady, you live in public housing. Like like in a way, like I was kind of being considerate to her and everything. But like during that point, like I should have asked like, hey, can I stay here for a little bit so I get on my feet? And then, you know.
Nah, I agree. And it's because you don't want to, like you said, and most of the time, I think it's always because you don't even want to inconvenience that person. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to, like, you know what they're going through. You know, you're like, I don't want to do that. So it's like it gets like that. Like I don't want to. You know, you're in a tight spot or whatever. So that's right. And what about one time that you did ask for help and you're thankful, or maybe it didn't go the right way, or whatever? So when's the time that you did ask for help, and what do you got to say about that?
When my baby daddy, I told him to do the dishes. It wasn't that good, but at least he did it. No, like I looked at it like after he was done, I was like, man, I should have just washed these fucking dishes myself.
Yo, it'd be like that,
it
right?
does. I'm be like, and it's crazy how that happened. I'll be looking at my dishes because I make sure that shit is gleaming.
Yeah.
And then if it's not gleaming, so what's going on here?
Why you not cleaning right?
Why are you not cleaning right? Maybe you need to do more dishes. You know what I'm saying?
That reminds me, because you might not know about it yet, but you're gonna know about it in a couple of years. So when you ask Liam to help you with the dishes.
Nah, he already helps cleaning now. So
I started young.
Dishes and glass and all
he's,
that.
You know, he's 3, but when he was 2, he used to grab the broom to try to help me clean.
Hey, look at that.
I already got him
dishes, you said. When do you think he's going to start with dishes?
As soon as he could.
Like tomorrow.
Right?
You want to be honest? How old is Liam?
He's 3.
3?
By next year.
The moment I was able to reach over into the sink, my mom made me wash dishes. I wasn't tall enough. I was probably like 5 or 6 when I started doing dishes.
You're like 5 step stools.
Exactly. I was short, but I wasn't.
No, I have a step stool in the house too, so don't worry.
Yeah,
it's like he gonna hit that. He gonna be like, Mom.
Yeah.
And he tries to help me clean his bottles. He's like, Mommy, I cleaning. I was like, damn right you are.
And luckily for me, the sink wasn't as deep, so like my mom had like a way where like I was able to do it, but she didn't expect too much. But if I ate, you definitely washing your dish. Like whatever your plate.
3.
Make sure you didn't have to. I didn't have to wash all the plates, but I just had to make sure I had to wash my plate and my cup. Whatever I use, you have to wash that. And then ever since I was older, it's been like that. So you'll always dishes are already at the end of the night done.
We tried doing that with Jay. Jay, I think 5 to 6 is when she, like definitely 5 is when she would do it. But what I laugh is because it took a long time for them to be good. And it's just funny because it's just like, you come home or whatever and you go grab it and then you're like, wait a minute, did Jay do this? Oh yeah.
Like every Saturday, Sunday, they'd be like my mom would play like the old school romantic music and I'd be like, I just want to watch my cartoons.
That's the cue.
Like I just want to watch my cartoons. That's it.
Right. That's it.
Nope.
So I'm trying to think about for mine. So for mine, when I should have asked for help, it's funny. The first thing that came to my mind, and it was when I was younger. I was I'm talking like probably 8, 9, 10. I lived with my mom only, and that's when she was starting to have a pretty rough time in her life. So I always wanted to like learn or kind of get better at like basketball shit, football, riding a bike, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So my dad wasn't really around, right? So Anthony, my neighbor, right? He would teach me little stuff here and there, but like not as much, right? But when I was a kid, I should have just asked, like, yo, fam, just yo, bring me over here real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up with a shitload of kids. And, you know, like I said, we were all like a foster family. So I probably think I should have went back and asked, like, yo, fam, you want to, like, yo, show me the fucking dude? Like, it wouldn't even ask. I would just attempt to try to, like, do it or learn. And it took me so long. Like, I was probably already, like, 14, 15, just learning how to fucking, you know, fuck with, like, some basic sports shit or how to do sports shit, you know, or, like, to fucking ride a bike, shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn, when I was young, definitely should have asked for that. And then when I actually asked and what the response it was of that, man, probably because I've gotten better as I've gotten older. But probably the first time, which is actually a story I wanted to get into because of this topic, but was when I was starting to get real bad money-wise in like late 2016. Mm-hmm. So right at the start of this podcast, I was getting like really fucking bad because I ended up taking I was paying for 2 car payments, 2 high insurance. So I was paying $1,600 a month.
Oh my
just
God.
in cars.
It's rent.
That's more than rent, and I was paying rent. So between rent and my car payment at the time, because I had 2 cars, 2 car insurances, not well by choice, but not kind of by choice. That's a different story. I can't say on the pod. But basically 2 cars I had, whatever at the time, $1,600 a month, plus rent of $1,100 a month. We're looking at $2,700 a month already just for a car and for where I live. Not counting PSE&G. I'm not counting the gym membership. I'm not counting food. You see where I'm going with this? Like, my bills at that time were coming close to $5,000. You know, or whatever, maybe less than that. But you know, like I said, the fucking housing in the cars alone was $2,700.
And you wish that you asked for help, or you wish?
I was thankful that I did at the point.
That you did ask for help.
Yes, because I asked for help, but I was kind of forced into that, and that's what I was actually a story I was going to get into next. Is at least for me, like that's kind of what shifted me at that moment, because it was getting bad. Like I said. You know, probably close to like 3,500, 3,000. You know what I'm saying? Spend almost, you know, $1,000 a month on food or whatever. Plus going out and all little bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like probably close to 35 to 4,000 just a month on bills. And my income wasn't at that space because I quit my job. But I was when I quit Sprint the first time. And then I started doing Uber full time because I needed that freedom. I was like, I can't be doing the 9 to 5 shit right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
I went to Uber. I was making $800 a week. I made but I was working my ass off every single day. I was working late nights and shit. So I was making about $800 a week. But that's the thing. It didn't even add up to my bills. You know what I'm saying? It didn't fucking add up. And then once you those, you know, $1,600 a month, once that keeps going, it just keeps fucking up. Mm-hmm. And fucking rent, all that shit. So thank God I was getting real caught up. And shout out to the 2 original hosts of the show. I was getting pretty close with Hitomi and Walt, and they were just like, "Yo, fam, like, you gotta ask for help." You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta ask, like, you just because I'm not. I'll just fucking keep. Usually, you know what I'm saying? I'll keep digging that shit, and I was stressing out, or whatever, and it was just a lot. And then it got to a point where Hitomi and Walt were just like, mainly, you know, I shout out to Hitomi. She's like, "Yo, you know, you gotta like ask." You know, you just have to. And then I asked, and then it was a fucking big help. You know what I'm saying? Like, just loans. You know what I'm saying? Oh, pay me back. You know, loans. You know. But it's like, fam, if I didn't, you know, if I didn't get, and at that point is when I pivoted. Since then, when I really do need the help, I fucking ask. You know what I'm saying? It took me, I guess, for that to really realize. But I was the same way all my life growing up, and I think, like you said, a lot of the same reasons. Almost like you had to. You were forced to not ask for help. Yeah. Because you didn't have anyone really to
rely on.
Yeah.
Or felt comfortable enough to ask.
Yeah.
You ever just be around people that you know if you ask them, they're going to give you shit? Yeah. Or they're like, oh, remember that time? And they reminding you of times that they did favors. And then all those things that you're around those people, that makes you not want to ask for help. But if you're around people that, Like you, for example, we're just like, oh, if I ask you for something, I don't feel some type of way that I asked you, or you won't rain it down on my head that, oh, I asked for help and this, that, and the third. Then
of course,
maybe you'd be more likely to ask for help without that kind of negative.
Yeah, the entitlement. My mom has that.
Yeah, the entitlement.
Yeah.
But if you're around that, then asking for help becomes very challenging.
I think it's more like a Caribbean thing, though.
Let me tell you.
Because
I don't ask my mom for diddly squat. And the moment I do, it's like all the times that I didn't built up into that one moment that I asked for help. Like I always ask for help. Oh, blah, blah. Remember that time? You're like, here we fucking go.
Right.
You know what's crazy? They talked about that on the pod that I always watch. And, they were saying how a lot of families are fucking up their kids like that. And they did say that makes a big difference in culture. Like a huge difference. No, like a huge difference. Because, like on one side, everyone's literally like, oh, you need a place to stay till college? Sure. Why not? I got the room. And then he goes on the other side, a lot of it's 18, you got to go.
Is that the case?
No, not with me. My mom, she like every time we got into an argument, she's just like, I did this for you. I did that for you. I did this as a single mother, blah, blah, blah.
You know what's funny? When they say that, they always mention the bare essentials. I put a roof over your head and I feed you. I'm just like, ain't that your motherfucking job? Right? Like I didn't like what does that have to do with me? Like, it's not like
What age?
all the ages. What
growing up your whole life, like
your whole life you
They're
get
obligated to
even
that?
now,
No.
like I still get it.
right? Like I put a roof on your head, I fed you. I'm like, that's the bare
No,
essentials.
I meant on the opposite. Like that's not a bare essential if we're fucking 30.
No, they still bring that up.
They still
too.
bring it up.
No, they do. Yeah, they do.
they but it's just us. We like I don't. If I did somebody a favor, I'm not talking about the favor.
Exactly.
Of course, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like I'm not bringing up or remember that time. Like if I ever, there'll be multiple times with that person, and if I bring up that one, that means I have to really check you. I'm like, dude, you don't remember?
Like you're so off.
Yeah, it's kind of like say if I ask can you drive me? It'll be because I don't even be asking for favors, and I make sure the favor is really small. If I'm that's like me starting off, and if I ask you a favor and then you make a big stink about it, it's like I don't care if you say no, that's cool. But if you make a big stink about it, I'm like, I took you to X amount of place. I'm asking you to drive me like 20 minutes away. Or I did this favor for you, and then you're bugging out. Or if you lend people money and then you ask for you ask to borrow money from them, and then you're like, oh, make sure you pay me back and blah blah.
Yeah,
and then
they start harassing you.
harassing you, and you just like my dude. I lent you $100. Apparently, it took you 6 months to pay me back. I'm about to borrow $5, and you harassing me like it's 20 grand.
You know what it really is though. To be honest with you though. It goes back to the conversation we have a lot on here about your environment and your circle of people,
Word.
Because remember something I said on here, and I was like, blood family is your just, it's like they're giving you your friend. They're giving you one friend to have in the world.
Yeah.
Or whoever, you have your two mom and your dad, that's God or spiritual, whoever, giving you two friends. We quote unquote call it family because of the English language.
Yeah.
And all that shit. But it's like, at the end of the day, these people sometimes, even under your family, are not, they're not compatible with you. Not compatible with you. So we're forced to live in chaos. Randomly. The percentages are crazy. You never know. A mother and daughter could have an amazing relationship. Two brothers can have an amazing relationship. But the rest, maybe they're just not compatible. You know what I'm saying? It's odd. It's a percentage thing, right? So we do the same thing with friendships, right? Typically, as kids, it's the most silly thing. Either parents just find two kids and they be like, because they're friends, they assume that the two kids are going to be friends.
My sister-in-law does that with her
Someone
kids
does that?
and her high school best friend.
Right? Like, just because, like,
the daughters are the same age, everything like that, and they've been having them together since they were like babies.
Exactly. But have you noticed a lot of times that doesn't work?
Yeah, me and my cousin. Well, he don't listen to the podcast, so I can say that. But yeah, me and him, my aunt actually got another kid for me
That's
because
it.
she didn't want me to be alone.
Well, that happens a lot. So I'm not gonna get crazy into that, but you get the point.
Yeah,
That you're kind of, as we're growing up as young adults and kids, you are forced to be around these people.
Mm-hmm.
And, believe it or not, the preteen age, teenage age, and even early college, right? When you're still mixed with those people that just the world and the universe sent to be around you, to mold you. That's really what it was. It was to mold you to kind of become into the person that you are. Once you could start making your decisions on your own, what I'm saying? You're 18, whatever, and you start, putting yourself in the circles that you want to be around and that you should be around because of who you are, who your DNA is. It's like until that's all just a learning. That's just development. That's just the universe saying, yo, this is what I need to teach you. This is going to be your lesson. This is going to be your main, we all got our main lessons to learn. We all got lessons to learn. The universe is like, nah, you're going to get this type of mom because that's what's going to take you to that next level. Like, you got to learn that. You know what I mean? But once we get to a certain age, we have to make our own circles and shit. And I feel like once you get to that point in life when you start keeping the people around you, really people that you want to be around you, you know what I'm saying? Like, who should be around you, who works with you well. I don't think people would have an issue asking. You know what I'm saying? Because I rethink back now, because like I've definitely done that over the last 2 years and shit. I just keep people around me that really flow well. If you don't flow well, you're not here. And as you can attest to it, right? You can see everyone in a group chat, everyone live, having fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you gotta keep positive, people around you. And then I think back, I'm like, damn, there's a lot of y'all right now I wouldn't mind asking for help at all. At all. You know what I'm saying? I could be like, yo, if I ask you, I already feel that connection with you that I could, just ask you. You know what I'm saying? Like the other day, I was like, yo, pick me up. Normally I would have never did that in my life.
Oh, yeah, how I was running late for...
No. When we were both running late for the gender reveal, right? Mm-hmm. The fact that my car didn't fucking turn on, or no, it was acting up. Yo, old Joe would have never asked you. Recent old Joe, like I'm talking probably a couple years ago. I would have never asked you. I would have been like, yo, I'm mad late, and I would have took an Uber there, knowing you're gonna pass me, pretty much, or I would have fucking risked the car and drove anyway, even though I knew it was bugging out. So shit like that. That's definitely what old Joe would have did. You know what I'm saying? You just add that. That's just it's like a perfect example. Don't mind asking you, Zane. Matt. You know what I'm saying? I've asked him for help. I've been about him. Val, same thing. So a lot of people we keep connected with. Tay, Natalie, and it's like, damn, percentages are a lot higher now. The percentages of people where I'd say, do I feel comfortable asking? You know what I'm saying? Like you count on your fingers, your people, and you're like, no.
Yeah, you just go through them like, could I?
Maybe, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, okay, it's getting fuller. So that matters. You know what I'm saying? So I think as we really start developing, our environment, I think you'll be more comfortable asking for help. You know what I'm saying? What do you feel about that? Do you feel like your main circle of people, like, can you kind of think the main people that you keep around, like, are the odds getting better as you get older?
They're extraordinarily better in terms of asking for favors. It gets to a point where it's like, I'm more confident that if I ask for a favor, I'm not going to feel like shit. Like, I feel like, oh, they're going to actually help, opposed to just like, oh, I'll see what I can do.
Or helping and then throwing it in your face.
Yeah, or helping. Like, I feel like the circle is much better because I cut a lot of toxic people out. Like, before I was like, why am I feel obligated? Or it's funny when you cut people off and other people are on the outside not knowing what's going on, and then you say you cut people off. Why are you cutting them off? You guys were so good together. You guys were cool, blah, blah. What happened? They had to go.
Somebody had to go.
So I kicked him off that bitch. Word. I think so.
Was this a case of Mendices having his cake
What show
and
is
eating
this?
it too? Because when he wasn't with Yandy, was
From
he
one
with
of the
Erica?
Love and Hip Hops.
When he wasn't
What?
with Erica,
Yeah.
would he be back with
Clearly, I don't
Yandy?
watch it.
No, I don't watch it.
Because if both women carried the term,
There we go.
pregnancies would have some
Your
overlap.
thing is on the HDMI wire. Just move it like just a little bit. Hey, wait.
Technical difficulties.
That shit is so sensitive, yo. There we go. We lit.
Oh shit. So it was much worse.
Nah, we lit. So, where were we just?
I don't know, man. We just had like an episode.
Nah. But we were on a good point. Oh, with you. So, do you feel it has to do with your circle, right?
Yeah, I feel much confident that I don't have to ask people. Like I don't feel like shit when I ask people.
Pop.
And I was mentioning that I had to cut people off. Talking
Oh
to people.
yeah. I let the gunshots out.
And they let the gunshots
I
out.
cut them off.
Yeah, it's just
Good reasons.
Yeah, I felt like because I did that, it made me a little easy minded in order to like how and I organized my room. I'm a big organizer, so I organized my room, made it more comfortable space and whatnot, and then cutting people off, and then it's not even just them off. It's also cutting toxic parts of yourself off. You know what I'm saying? In certain situations, you're just like this is a bad trait. This shit gotta go. Like if I could easily cut off people, I could easily cut off problems within myself. So it just needs to go.
I just feel now, like with this generation, like nobody. Well, I mean, now after 2020, like more people are trying to be more self-aware and everything like that. But for the most part, like some people know they have that trait, and they're just like, oh well, whatever. This is just who I am, kind of thing.
Yeah.
They accept it. They try to just be like, nah, no,
No, it's just
can't
me.
change.
I don't need to do anything about it.
Or I can't change.
But we had, it's also funny. We had a lot of people on our generations, like music people that we watch as growing up, that we feel more comfortable because they said it was like okay, because they kind of went through it, and they're like the 80s babies, whoever, and the 70s babies. They kind of just said, hey, it's okay, but they made it so far in music that they reached that point with their experience that they could reach down to us. Like we were listening to Erykah Badu and all that. Like I'm bringing up her because she's like a free soul, and that changed things. Ooh, that's just, hey. Oh,
Don't stop.
You better
No, we're
call
gonna
on Tyrone. Call him. That song was lit when I heard it
Let me
live.
find out you can sing.
I cannot.
Just singing in the church with Val.
No.
She's
Sure.
definitely in the
Not.
background. She's like, I'm not up there, but I'm in the back. Like,
Yeah, Val got the content.
Just
I'm
like-
about.
exactly.
I'm about. I don't know. I saw old pictures. And so you in the church with her.
No, we did. And we met in college, like you
I
know.
know.
So that's when she actually had me go to her congregation. So I've been going to that congregation, I think, since 2010, 11.
Word. Find out Bloom's singing.
No, I don't. I do not.
Paloma got a Spotify account
Under a different name here.
under a different name. She's actually been a celebrity this entire time. It's been a experiment to pretend to be normal.
I'm actually like Sia. I just cover my face when I perform.
That makes sense.
Oh.
We never seen Sia, so why can't it be Paloma?
You never know, yo.
Piccoloma.
Hey, Piccoloma. So what has been your experience with people who you ask for help and then they fucking throw it in your face?
My mom. I feel like this whole episode's gonna be dedicated to her.
So good.
No,
Like I
no,
need
both
to
of
air
us.
out some inner anger.
Yeah,
Oh,
let it
yeah,
out. Let it
girl.
out. Let it
Therapy
out.
without a degree.
No, definitely that. That's like the one thing that really set me off was that. It's just like, yo, it's like she would say like so much, and it's like you kind of had to do it. Like
You're like,
you kind of had to do it, and like if you didn't want to, then you should have just been like, yeet.
right?
But yeah, so it's like since I grew up with that experience and stuff, like I've always tried to stay away from people that were like that, like, you know, just gonna throw, like you did something for them or they did something for you,
Yeah.
then they're gonna throw it right in your face.
Yep.
So like my mom has like this little envy towards my aunts, because my aunts will ask me, or even my friends, they'll ask me like, hey, could you do me a favor? I'll just be like, okay. And then she'll be like, can you do me a favor? I'm like, I think about it like 3 times. I'm like, I'll let you know. I'm not too sure.
And the reason why you do that is because she doesn't know the boundaries of you, and she didn't understand that, like,
No, it's her whole like ego entitlement thing.
ego and it's ego entitlement on top of that, where it's just like, why am I gonna ask you if I'm gonna get that send off? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with that. See, when I do it for them, they don't give me that, and I feel like parents don't understand that. So like, I was like, it's been for years where I'm like, listen, if you don't like respect me and understand the boundaries and whatnot, you're not gonna get the same treatment the other relatives because you have to earn the respect.
Exactly.
So my mom didn't. She doesn't. She's starting to get it with me, but like she has to understand that you gotta earn the respect, and it's not given because you're my mother.
Yeah, like that's really
A
like
lot
the
of
older generation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
older
like that. Like,
yeah, it's
oh,
like-
because I'm older than you, you have to respect me.
Yes, and
Like,
that's
Yeah,
exactly.
age doesn't mean automatically.
Yeah, and then my mom's big on you need to respect your elders and blah blah. I'm like, I get that,
but don't
they
disrespect
gotta
me.
exactly just don't disrespect me, and you get in trouble, and you could attest for this, especially in our the Caribbean family. If you disrespect someone that's older because they disrespected you first, that means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You're
You're
because
just basically supposed to stay quiet and just take it.
you're supposed to stay quiet and take it. The fact that they're older, they might say some disrespectful stuff, and then you get loud with them, and you're like, "Hey, I told you that's not what you call me," and then they say, "Hey, you better watch your mouth because I'm older than you. You need to respect your elders." You keep hearing that, but then the people that are asking for that respect are not earning it in return.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that grows the problem. So in terms of asking for favors, and it's just like you got to be accountable for how you're asking for, like are you raining down on somebody when they owe you money? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you when people take from you? You know, people they're not self-reflecting, so it makes it difficult for them to realize, like, what are you talking about? I'm just talking about the time. Like, then why are we bringing that up? Why is that a thing to bring up? You don't need to remind me that you borrowed money. Like, I borrowed money from you, or if I borrow this from you, whatever it may be. Why are you reminding me? What's that thought process behind you reminding me?
Well, first of all, I think that was like a cultural thing, like through a lot of all of us, because I feel like a lot. But I just think that was the thing back then. I don't know how it got fucking started in the lineage,
right? Like you owe
but I
me.
think it was passed down.
So it's a generational thing.
Yeah, I mean, it also goes, like, us being in the Caribbean, it's definitely, like, going back to slavery and everything like that.
Respect the person here.
Above you.
Never on the equal.
Yeah.
It's always going to be above. Even ageism is a major thing. I'm like, where's... It's like a lot of stuff
crazy.
of a hierarchy. Like, I'm older than you. You need to respect me. I don't do that with any of my friends. Most of my friends are younger. Some of them are older. I never be like my boy who probably like 26 be like, oh, I'm older and you need to respect me. Nah, man.
Or like, you need to listen to what I'm saying.
You need to listen to what I'm saying. You know, nah, man. I'm earning your respect.
Exactly.
Like, so I can imagine a person with ageism and living right, like just going about their life. I don't even know how that even works to me.
I think it cut off around, like, right now. I'm 30. A lot of my friends that were like 36, 37, I could see a lot of them having it. They were a little older. But I think once it came close to our generation, I think it kind of dropped out. Because even same thing with me and all my friends growing up. Like, I was always the youngest. I was always mad. You're like, well, a couple of years older than me and shit. All my friends, like, that we all grew up with. But I was never treated differently because I was the youngest. You didn't get that. Like, oh, you're the youngest. So, we all kind of value each other.
Exactly. It's a value, respect, and whatnot. Like, Nat, for example, she's young. I never asked, like, yo, Nat, like, I'm like, I'm older than you, but I'm like, I never put that on.
What's the point of it?
What's the point? Where am I going from that? I see Nat as like she's old soul. Like, she's like a soul elder. You know what I'm saying? Like, your age, your soul and your age is like, it's crazy how you could be older at a young age. So why
I read something that I was like, it's in linkage to teenage depression.
Really?
Like, if you suffer from depression when, like, you're in teenage, like, you tend to be considered an old soul.
Oh.
Because you see everything basically, like, kind of like realistically.
That's interesting.
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, time is man-made.
It is man-made.
It is.
Like we could be older than we think, but that's a whole other.
And numbers.
podcast.
That was if someone wanted to say, "There's 365
You've
days
existed.
in a year.
This body exists."
Well, the way they calculated the thing rotating the sun, it was like astrologers and everything like that.
Yeah, but so that's what they consider a day.
Astronomers. Wow, astrologers. Not horoscope. Sorry, guys.
But even though to be like, Who knows that it was supposed to be 2 days of light, 2 days and then
Like
it
the
had little-
hours?
yeah, like you don't know what was supposed to be a day in the creator's eye, in like whoever created the world. You don't know what they.
I mean, there's
intended.
other time, maybe in other galaxies and other universes.
That's what I'm saying. It
I mean,
doesn't,
that's
like-
why they talk about dimensions and stuff like that.
Yeah, we could be 1,000,000 years old.
Because imagine someone come from another dimension come in here and be like, "Oh, I'm like 2 years old," and they look like me. But then
Of
their
course.
two
No,
could
of
be
course.
like 2,000.
Yeah, every
Like
decade.
Supernatural
Yeah.
with Jack.
Yeah, with Jack, old soul.
Yeah, we just and that's the thing is our soul. That I believe ages way different.
Oh, absolutely. I'm
Because-
definitely. Old
I feel
soul.
like it also gets reincarnated a lot too.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you're like, damn, that's another experience. Like a video game to a video game.
Well, see, I don't think reincarnated. What I think is that our soul. Oh, then we talked about it on the pod with Zach, and it's kind of. I think souls are like always there, almost like an angel. You know how we call it angels. I believe they're souls. So then, when everyone is born, I think they get a new soul. So the body is just. Hold on, okay. Nat's coming in about a minute. Nat's coming in. So I just think our soul is kind of just a passageway. No, I mean like our body is a passageway for the soul. Once we die, I think the soul is still there.
So you don't think it goes anywhere once it
No,
feels like its
It
purpose?
could go. It could go maybe in another one after it's out of the body. I think that when you.
No, my question is like, do you feel like because
Yeah.
I feel personally, there's always a life lesson in each life that you have. So do you think the soul continues going until it learns its lesson, and after it learns its lesson, where do you think it goes?
I think it always goes. I think it always goes.
What do you mean?
Like I think the soul is always. I don't think it changes.
No. But I'm saying it's the same soul. But
Yeah.
say your soul, right?
Yeah.
Your life lesson was to be more caring towards people.
Yeah.
You managed to complete that life lesson. What do you think is next for the soul? Do you think it'll go like, let's say, like to heaven if you believe in heaven, or like hell?
Yeah. No, I think it's still always out there. I don't know if it actually.
So you
That's
think
a
it's
good-
multiple lessons?
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good point. Like I don't think it learns the lesson. I don't really know if it like has a lesson. I don't know if I see it yet as like having to learn a lesson. I just think that's the soul. And I do think because of the human experience, we somehow alter it a little bit. You know, like I think we always had that soul, but I think somehow in that human experience that we have, because in our bodies, something I think has some sort of effect on it. Maybe so minute, but then if it changes the soul, it changes the soul. You know what I'm saying? But I think they're just all out there. I think that's part of the universe, and there's actually a study. It's crazy, but it has something to do with DNA, right? So there's a study that Sean Stevenson told the audience about was that. So he took a bag of called photons. Photons is basically what our existence is made out of, like what this is made out of.
You mean atoms?
No, it's called I don't know what the
Photons, I think, are the light particles.
Well, that's what makes an actual existence. So they're saying they took just that. Like it was an empty vacuum bag, just whatever photons were just there. And then they said they actually did a study where they took human DNA and threw it in the same thing with the photons, like those particles, right? Then they took the human DNA out. So when they put the human DNA in there, first they were just scattered. When they threw the human DNA in there, they clung onto the DNA. So wherever the DNA was, they attached onto it.
That's what the robots will do to us when we become the Matrix.
No, but and like I said, this was a 100% study. So
no, but I'm just saying,
so
like, I think the Matrix will be happening.
it's crazy,
if you're saying this study,
It's
the
no,
Matrix
and
is
this
happening.
study was clear. So like I said, whatever makes up the universe, like you said, those we can't even see. When the human DNA went in, it attached right to it. Then the most scary part is when they took the human DNA out, they stayed in a spot.
In that position of the DNA.
Yep, and never went back.
That's it, Matrix.
So with that actually, to be honest, the analogy that he was getting to it was that our effect here in the universe matters so much. They're like, you know how like when you talk to a plant, positive to a plant, they say that a plant is supposed to live longer and stuff like that. Hold on, my bad. Hold on. But you know that like that that method, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sending that this password. So basically, they're saying that is kind of equates to that. That's the reason why. Because our DNA and is so impactful, pretty much, that it impacts the fucking world around us.
Okay.
Which is crazy when you really think about that in like large scale.
Yeah, I could see it.
Like that if it impacts that like that, like actually universe, which
like
is
that.
just.
But I mean, do you think it just, because the thing is, it's like with the human DNA, do you think it just stays affecting everything after the body is gone?
Yeah,
Or
I think it's still. I think it still affects it.
Well, I mean, there was something that I had heard like back in high school. I don't know if it's true,
What?
but basically, like the air that we're breathing now is still the same kind of air that the dinosaurs used to breathe. So, what do you think? It's like similar to that?
Yeah. I mean, how does the air? Hold on, we got Nat. Hey, we got Nat Cruz in the building.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Yes. Oh.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, now I can.
What about Zane?
Is that on Google?
Hey, how are you? I can hear you. Like, this is actually probably the clearest that I've been able to hear you via any call.
Oh.
Wow.
You can hear Phil?
No, you looked at me, so I'm just
Okay.
like,
No, this
heard
is
a
not.
sound.
Oh yeah, you know
that
what?
was Liam.
Google
Oh.
the Google chat with you is actually.
talk to
Hi.
Nat.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear Phil. Yeah.
Good. How are
Yes.
you?
Hey, look at that, yo! Zoom stepping their shit up.
Hi. Yes, I can.
Who's
Hi.
boom.
How are
He
you?
came in.
Hold on, let me see. All right, I'm gonna
Good.
record. Hold on, record on this computer.
Oh yeah. Very clear. I just actually wish it was. Just
All
like,
right.
boom.
So everyone, we got Nat Cruz in the building. There we go. Yo, you're crystal clear too, yo. What are you using? Hey, talk your shit. There you go.
Hey everyone. How are you? I'm actually using my
Word. Hold
iPad,
on,
my
Phil,
tablet.
Come on, go in here real quick. See that?
It's because this is where I do consults
You're on
from.
the
It's the
MacBook,
best
bro.
way to go. Virtual
What?
consults, they're
She
free.
wasn't
Why
that
not?
sharp before.
What?
Yeah, she's on the MacBook, man.
That's why she's that sharp?
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Man, he did front and
Now that shit is clear as fuck, bro.
yeah, it's a good computer.
Stupid.
This is the front
trying to
camera. I actually can't tell
Where?
how. Hold on, let me see.
Don't be giving out them gems.
Yeah.
I think you gave him out.
And you know
Yeah, that's a
where I
problem.
got it from too, right? We got
really
it from
is.
the layer.
That's why I'm not stepping into Micro
Center.
Center.
Oh,
The way
especially for you.
Yo.
You probably build a
Listen,
freaking
the
Gundam.
Doom
I mean, the
that
second
place
Gundam
is
because they already got that already.
a Pandora's
It's
box.
actually
Mine is
moving.
actually gonna move.
You know, it moves.
I just saw it like lift its arm and then it
Thank
turned.
Do you understand how far are we?
Oh, Japan
Thank
also
you,
said that
thank
they're
you.
gonna have flying cars by like next year.
Oh my god.
I like your
Sell-
shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Fine.
Well, no, I definitely have some cheesy ones. So, but I want
Very
actually should take a
nice. You
photo.
have the
of
best
all my
America,
graphic
you
graphics.
gotta
t-shirt.
do better. America, you gotta do better.
Like you really find like actually good ones and not cheesy ones.
Yes. So Nat, so we pretty much been dissecting this topic over here. We definitely need your. I gotta figure out what I asked them. And
Have
then I gotta
people
ask
vote
you.
on the best
So
one.
do you remember the I don't know if you saw. I know you probably didn't see it because you're not
Okay.
on Facebook anymore. But so Zane wrote a topic in the group, and it was quote unquote my toxic trait is not asking for help
Because you don't want to burden.
because you don't want to burden other people.
Okay.
Question: do you feel like you've ever done that? Has it ever been you or no?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, without a doubt. Yeah, I no questions about it. I think I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like how I grew up or feeling a certain sense of independence, you kind of are just like, you know what? I don't want to ask anybody for help because I don't want them to hold it against me. And then as I got older, it was always, I think, one form or another of it. And then another way I would do it was with my lovers, like I wouldn't really ask for much. I never really thought about my needs or my wants and those kind of things. And that it's okay when people are like, hey, I'm here to help you. I take them up on their offer, instead of thinking that, no, they're just saying it because they feel bad. So
when do you
so
feel
what
like
if they
you had
feel
that
bad?
shift
They're your friends.
to
You know
where
what I'm
you
saying?
were
They
feeling
care
like,
about
okay,
you.
you know what, I can maybe
And
do, like, or do you feel like
take
you've
people
gotten
up on
there?
their offer
Have
when
you
they,
had a shift?
say that they're willing to
do you
help you
now
out.
feel like it's easier for
you
you?
know?
And how?
I definitely have had a shift. It's tangible. I feel like I had it after I had my daughter. I think even like when I kind of was going through that transition of going from not having the responsibility of a child to now you have to take care of a human being. It was like it you know it's it's honorable to ask people for help as much as you might not feel the need to. It's hard to do it by yourself, you know what I'm saying? And not even just like single parent by yourself, but even like being home by yourself just with the child, and maybe your partner's away at work, or maybe you live with parents and that kind of complicated thing. It's like it's hard to do things alone, and it's okay to sometimes feel that way, but I mean, the world's not out to get you. It's it's good sometimes to just allow yourself to open up in that way and kind of be vulnerable enough to be
Looking
like, hey,
inside.
I need help. So yeah,
That's a lot of what
I've
we
been
said
there.
too, and
It's
I was
hard.
thinking, I
It's a
was like,
lot
wow.
of
My
like
point to it was, I think
this,
that we,
you know what I'm
as
saying?
we get
It's
a
less of
better
looking outside and
environment
more of looking like
and a
inward.
circle of people that we're around, and once
For
we
sure.
start perfecting that circle, I think it's better. Like I said, me, I'd never asked for help, but I feel like once I started improving my circle of people, now I feel like I would ask more of them for help. And I see that. Yeah.
Yes. 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 Favors are not taboo, especially among friends. And I think to a certain extent, you need a level of, I guess, depending on what you're asking for, there needs to be a level of trust between who you're asking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, in them doing that thing
well,
and
all different type of
reciprocating that to you,
relationships.
it's almost a confirmation of their
Also, I asked all of them. We all
affection or
answered.
care for you.
What is
And that kind of stuff is
sometime? What's a
important for
time that you
relationships.
should have asked for help?
All
And
type-
what was like the
exactly, all
result,
types.
or whatever, how far into it you want to get? And then also, what's a time that you did ask for help, and you're grateful you did, or you're not grateful? Like, what's the time that you asked for help, and what's the time that you should have? No. We've
That's
been
actually a really
rolling.
good question.
So
I wish I heard you guys
we gave ours
discussions.
already.
Or
so-
wait. We're gonna be talking about it for the first time. Though
Yeah.
right now.
Gotta see mine, Nat. It's exclusive. Gotta listen.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Palomas though, premium.
All right, 'cause I'm gonna
You
have to
got
listen
to
back
sign up for OnlyFans or something to get Palomas.
My shit is mad premium.
Yo, you guys are crazy.
Nah, I'm just joking.
Yo, listen. I'm like a little.
Oh, for Nat, how much is your fee,
You know,
yo?
that's
Hold on,
good.
Nat,
No,
how much is your
listen,
fee, yo, for them to
whatever,
hear
make the money.
yours?
F that. Fuck that shit. I'm about to.
$5 a
there's
minute,
people-
coming quick on
fetishes out
therapy
there.
without a degree.
I'm trying to get paid.
Word.
$5 a minute. There. 30 people on the chat and 10 minutes is over. Right? So you never know. And they'll be like, oh, I
Right? See,
recognize that
it helps you
tattoo.
think about it.
So
Like,
no,
what's the time that you should have?
I don't know. I think one time that I haven't thought about this, I guess, in a long time. Yeah. I think for me it was when I moved out by myself. There was a lot of pride in the way, and I feel that there were times when I really should have asked for help, you know? And I was just like, fuck that shit. I'm not asking nobody for shit because I don't want anybody to feel like I'm not doing good enough for this or that. And you all know the pressures of moving out on your own, you know, and running into those first dilemmas and running into those financial problems and looking around like, well, my family's kind of broke too. We can't ask them for help either, really, too much. You got to kind of do what you got to do. And I wish I would have, because I'm sure there would have been more people willing to help. But there was just, I don't know, I didn't even think of it in that way. It was just like, no, this is my problem that I have to deal with, and this is part of learning, and, you know. And I'm not mad that I didn't. Exactly. I wish I would have.
Yeah, I believe, you know, I believe it all happens for a purpose. It happens. But
I did learn
it's good,
a lot
like, for moments like this, so you can reflect on that.
You know,
because
in
it helps
ways
you maybe
in
not
which
do it
now
again or not do it in a different way or whatever.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, when's the time that you did ask for help and you were either grateful or not grateful?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you absolutely learn from it. Oh, wow. I remember my first car with my dad gave me his old Mercedes, and it was just like, it was an awesome car. It was an awesome car. And
$3,000 to fix it.
You know, the car broke down and I just couldn't afford it, and it was like $3,000. And there was no way I was gonna fucking be affording that shit. Yeah. Yes, to fix it. And I was like, I don't have that kind of money, like, you know. And I was like, I can't ask my mom. I'm just gonna have to ask my dad, you know. I couldn't ask my grandparents, and I was definitely not gonna say nothing to my friends. It was just one of those things. Your fucking car broke down, and it is what it is, and you gotta figure a way. And I was like, well, this is my last road out. Let me just call my dad and see. And reluctantly, very reluctantly, he put it on his credit card. And I mean, it worked out. And I was like, listen, I'll pay you back. You know, I don't want you to think this is like, I'm like taking advantage or anything of it. And he's like, I know it's not your fault. And I'm like, wait, what? You said it's not my fault? Oh, great. All right, cool. But I'm still going to pay you back. And, you know, I did that, and it was like, okay, I'm so thankful that I was able to do that, because for me, it was like opening a line of communication that was a little bit different that I didn't really ask him for, because I was always working, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, I'm working. There's no need to ask him for money until you really need it. And it's like, okay,
you did.
I'm down to the wire. You have to ask.
So now this question for everybody, like, what is asking for too much?
Because I would have had no car.
Because this is a fine line of, you know, it's another side of it, is that, you know, obviously we were talking about a lot of us just not, you know, being afraid to ask, or, you know, not asking, you know, shit like that. That was bad for you when you should and you could, as long as you're in the right circle. But what's asking for too much?
I think you have to communicate first, and to see if that person can, before you can initiate. You know, asking, because I mean, some people will sacrifice anything for another person. So you could ask anybody and be like, I'll definitely do it. You know what I'm saying? So when you ask for too much, and you know they, like, it depends. It goes on two fronts.
It's kind of like you're taking advantage.
Yeah, it's like knowing that you know they're gonna say yes that's like, all right, you know they're gonna say yes. So you have to have a conversation with yourself.
But I feel like sometimes some people just don't know what's too much.
Yeah, but that's where it comes in line. Who's gonna check that? How do you know what's not too much? What's not too much?
Because some people, you know how a lot of us said the same thing, very independent, you know, when we were growing up, and then that kind of like caused us to do that, right? I've seen people where that's the opposite. Yeah. The opposite is because they were so independent for a while, then they get to a point of like, they just explode because they're so used to being so independent for the longest time, and then just go like a whole fucking 180, and then just start leeching off help. You know what I'm saying? And begging for help. You know what I'm saying? Because you feel like that you're owed it. You feel like just because you struggled for so long, then now you're owed that help.
Sounds like my person of subject, my mom.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
I think
always
that
for
happens
some
a lot.
reason it's gonna go to that.
Like just like
I feel like
same.
today, like I gotta let it out.
Let it
but-
it out. It feels much better.
Yeah.
I was ranting for 3 years on about my mom, and I think I'm starting to get much better.
Yeah, look at that. There we go. Therapy on the degree, people.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know, what can you speak to that? Like, what do you you think that point of asking for too much and stuff like that?
I mean, personally,
Good
me, I
progress,
couldn't ask for too
progress.
much because
That's
I
what
barely
it's
ask
about.
anyway.
Yeah.
So,
for someone
like
like
me
you,
just
yes.
asking in general, it feels like I'm already asking for too
Exactly.
much.
Yeah.
So it's perspective.
But do you see? Do you ever notice anybody else that asks for too much? Like you know them as someone in your life or whatever that you see just be asking way too much for way too much shit.
Mm-hmm. And I just wonder, like, how do you keep getting away with it? Like,
because they feel out the yeses and they feel out the nos. And
No one's checking them.
There's no accountability. That's why. There's no accountability. You don't get away with it that long with being castigo. You like somebody has to tell you something, and you're right. You do feel out the yeses and the nos, because there's certain people that won't come around asking for things because of the way that it was nipped in the butt in a particular way. And then they'll go around other people because they might be a little bit more lenient.
Yeah, the person that's
and it really is up to that person that's being lenient to kind of stand up for themselves in that way too.
You can't check
because
them,
I mean, what are you gonna do? Hold the other person up and be like, yo,
person-
stop
sorry.
pressing this person for money
Sometimes
or this or
person
that.
that's getting
Like,
taken advantage
can't
of,
go
they're
around
also
doing
the
that to
enabler.
people, right?
So like,
But you
basically,
can
like,
check them
people pleasing.
in different ways.
So you'll
And I
talk to
mean-
them and be like, hey, this person's taking advantage. No, that's fine. Don't worry about it. They're not asking for too much. And it's like they try to play it off, and it's like, why are you
Exactly.
enabling this behavior?
Exactly.
and that goes
Yes, exactly.
into people pleasing, which we've done a little bit. We'll do probably one other episode on it. You know what I'm saying? Have you, Zane? Have you noticed anyone that just asks way too much?
Absolutely.
a few people come to mind, but really
Yeah.
one.
Really one? Okay.
You might know that one. He just asks for way too much. I don't got too much energy to deal with it. But the only thing that you give like more leeway to is when they themselves give a lot. So I think by default they think I give a lot, so I could ask for a lot because I give equal amount, if not more. So if I don't see it as a lot, then it's not. So then I'm good.
Yeah.
But then there's people, like I know, they be asking for things. I think taking away too much time is asking for too much. If it's more time than, like, for example, if I hit someone, like if someone's going to take a dive from me and spend a year in prison, is that not too much if you were to ask someone?
Yeah.
You're asking someone to do a year or 6 months or 3 months. Is that worth it? I think once it starts affecting time, that's when it becomes too much. Not so much money, but obviously if you need to borrow $200,000 and they had $2,001, are you gonna ask them to borrow it just because they have it?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna leave me at $1 so that way you can have
Because,
2,000? That's reasonable for you?
Yeah.
That's when I feel like it. When
Exactly.
it takes
When you
too much of
start-
your money and too much of your time to where it's really close to zero, it's probably
Yeah.
it's too much.
What I noticed from someone that it was a very, very, very,
Yes.
very close friend of mine, someone that I got love for, they would ask me for a lot. They would ask so many favors, but I didn't mind doing it because I cared for them. You know what I'm saying? And I fucked with them. Like, they were cool people, you know what I'm saying? Like, very, very close. So and also just who I am, I just naturally do it. And then they even knew they asked for a lot. You know what I'm saying? And they would say, like, yo, if I'm asking for too much, just say no. But I couldn't. Because it's me. You know what I'm saying? So I'd still be like, nah, because I want to help. But it's also kind of that, I don't think it almost goes to that people pleasing too. Because it's like, I enjoy your company. So let's go. You know what I'm saying? You start doing it for the wrong reasons sometimes, enabling their behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, I'm lonely. You don't realize it. You're just going because maybe you're lonely or you like the company or whatever.
Does that side note? Does that bother y'all when people say I'm bored?
Oh, that's like one of my pet peeves.
Because isn't that lonely? Isn't that loneliness?
A little bit, Jace, it could be.
Right? Isn't that? What if that bored means like I'm lonely without saying I'm lonely, without sounding like I'm really desperate for someone to? What if saying bored is like I'm lonely? Can you please comfort me?
Nah, don't text me with I'm bored because I'm gonna leave you right there. I'm gonna leave you right fucking bored.
But I'm just saying like doesn't.
I'm bored, right?
Right, it makes you feel some type of way, right? What if they text you saying I'm lonely?
We got to talk to the guy who invented the word, or guy or girl, whoever.
I don't
that
want
invented
somebody
the word.
to text me bored either.
No, lazy.
Lazy?
Oh, no, lonely.
Lonely?
We got to see, yo. Maybe he heard bored and was like, nah, that's a negative word.
Nah, but
We're going to make a different word. We're gonna call
But
it
if someone
lonely.
texts me like, "Yo, I'm lonely," I'd be like, "All right, are you okay? Like, do you need me to bring like some like alcohol, like some food, like we having tacos, like?"
Well, what would be the appropriate response to that? Huh?
So what? I'm lonely.
Yeah, like what? Is it a call to action or is it like
Something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So what?
But what if it's on some like I really need
Well,
to
it depends who's texting. I'm lonely. If my client texts me, I'm lonely. You are never getting.
Because how do you like? That's the tough part. Like,
It's the
But if,
relationship.
like-
You gauge the
if,
relationship
like,
that you have with the person.
But if it's like a friend of mine, I mean, I think maybe. Do you have anybody close to you that you can talk to? Is the next question. If you just text me, I'm lonely.
That's what I hit him with
And you
the O
don't.
word.
There's no context to it. You
You
know, it's like
Usually now
that
send
could
the
be a little
faces.
bit weird.
Because you don't want to send the wrong gift. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like you don't
yeah.
want
I
to send
always
the
send an
wrong.
inappropriate gift.
I don't
So
know.
Eggplant.
A word.
That's what I'm. Yo, like don't hit me with I'm lonely, fam. If you want to fuck with, if you listen to the podcast, just send me a text. I'm lonely.
Yeah,
because
because that could turn into like sexting really quick too.
like, I'm lonely. What are you wearing then?
Right?
Hey,
Like, what do I ask you next at this point?
there's a next set. Nah,
But
I
why
think we
do
just
you know
need
it's
to
funny
be
because we threw
forthright, so
sex.
I don't think it needs to be all
Oh, you
coded
lonely? You
and
need some
shit.
dick?
It's like,
nah, texting. We need to
Yeah,
upgrade
exactly.
texting to
It's
different
like-
colors because actually, you know how it's funny.
What? Oh, we're on
Nah.
another level. I gotta hear this one. I gotta hear this one.
Nah, for real.
This is the
like,
punchline.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Nah, because you know how like they come up with those memes and they say, "Yo, in Jersey, when you say I'm good, it can mean like 5 different
Wow.
things."
Oh, like in New
Wow.
York slang,
Like, yo, I'm good.
So each color tells you what it
Every
really
color
means.
lets you know what it means.
Oh, that's a good. Not a
You
not a
see?
good bad.
Yo, let me shut the fuck up, yo. I'm gonna contact Apple, yo. I might have just made $1 billion. Yo, that's imagine if auto does it. If Siri automatically flips it,
Because it detects your
Because it
tone.
that is wild.
yo. I'm done.
That's it. Patent that. Yo, patent
Joe,
that.
Joe
Trademark
another
it.
level. Joe another
done,
level.
guys.
Where's the puzzle?
Where's the puzzle? Where's the puzzle?
Oh my god, you guys are so silly.
The reason-
Yo, Joe, before this episode comes out, you better like
Patent that
trademark
idea?
it, patent it, everything.
Yo, nah, but
Oh my god.
the funny part about this now is because they've been
It's
fucking with me
over.
because
It's over.
Matt brought some infused pizza, and the other day they had some infused pasta, and I was doing the
pasta was
puzzle.
lit. Nah, I just want to let you know that pasta was
Cajun chicken.
We had lit twice. This is the second time.
the second
Right
time.
now, he's lit.
Right now,
I'm
he's
good.
lit.
Wait.
Really?
Y'all had Joe.
Nah, edit point.
That's why.
I'm looking at his eyes.
Right? They get mad
Joe's
cheeky.
fucking-
Yeah, he does.
Bruh, I'm like, Joe ain't lit.
Y'all stupid.
Wait, nah, you gotta see me there.
Damn, how did that?
Hey, hold on.
I was like, I'm like this. Because I'm like, damn, but nah.
I ain't buy
I
it.
hear Joe's voice. And
I
I'm
ain't
like,
buy
you
it.
know what, man?
Sounds so
I don't
guilty.
buy it
It's all
myself. I'm
good.
just saying.
And I'm like,
Oh my god.
I never said I was
question
ever
mark
against
and
it. I just
shit,
said I don't
man,
buy
you
it.
lit, Joe.
Cheers, Matt, with my invisible teacup.
Good for you.
How
Good
the
for
fuck did we
you.
get
Good
here?
for you.
Stop saying my ideas.
Cheers.
No, that shit was
Cheers.
on
That
another
was good.
level, though. Like,
That's a fire
Joe,
idea.
that shit was.
No, that's good.
I'm
That's
serious.
good.
You better bet.
I was following him. I was like, hold on. I'm believing in Joe right now. He don't let me down. Where are we going with this? I was so excited.
Yeah, that shit is so fire.
Just one idea. Joe, just give me one idea.
Feels like,
I'm
yo, if I
rolling
had
with it.
$1 million
Yo, I've been
to
coming up with
invest,
some
I would do
wild
it right
shit, yo.
now.
And some shit never even left.
Oh,
Like-
my God.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, I keep telling fucking Facebook this. I'll be like, yo, I just need an investor. That's it. Just give me a fucking investor, and I guarantee you, I'll be lit. Like that's it.
What
I
a,
guarantee it. I better have all y'all co-sign for me.
I heard it. Yeah, and that was there too. And then cut that part out.
Hey, so how's it going? How's it going, guys? Joe from there. Joe from
Wait,
there.
hold on. Degree. Just make this into
Investors,
a snippet.
come
That's
find
it.
me.
Just make that right there.
No, I'm
that
about to
was
make a
so
fucking
authentic. That
a
was
thing. Like all
No.
y'all sign it like a petition,
Yeah.
and just maybe we present it to a fucking investor.
It's like, yo, all these people said
Said, yo,
Give 'em
give him the
money.
back.
give them the bag, and that's all it took. We actually have a policy here where we only give people 15 people
Yo, imagine.
and if they all sign it, that means the bank is obligated
Yeah.
to give you the money.
Nah, we can't start that.
Would be insane. The whole time you just need, because
You
25 people would never sign
Sign
off to
off.
give one person
the money.
the
right?
money.
wow.
Yo, but then if that happens, everyone's gonna start doing it, and then some people they're gonna be writing down like, "Nah, fam, you don't give him the bad." They be haters.
Exactly. And
You
you
know what I'm
need
saying? So-
25 people, and they
Yo.
know human trash sometimes. So they said, y'all not gonna make this happen. And
So-
that's all it took.
Imagine a reaction from the dude who can't get the list. Like he goes to like his brother or some shit. He's like, "Yo, fam, I need you," and they're looking like, "Nah, don't give him the bag."
Yes.
Don't give him the bag. I just need 25 people. That's funny.
I'm out into it, man. All right, come up with that idea. That was a fire idea. So whatever. Edit point.
That's crazy.
What else? So we talked about that. We talked about about people asking for too much. I said
we
my
were
piece.
talking about like the never enough.
The never.
Like when is it?
Yeah. Well, when
do
is
you
it
ask-
kind of like?
Wait, Paloma, you didn't answer that.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Kind of. I mean, the thing is for me is that I really don't ask for help.
No, not you, but like,
Like,
have you said you
oh,
noticed?
General for like for
Other people.
somebody, not just you. Like,
Like for one, like I had a friend who had a girlfriend that
my friend
every-
had a- I'm sorry.
I'm trying to keep it anonymous. Like a friend of a friend, he had a girlfriend and stuff, and like every time he would get paid, she'd be like, "Give me half of your check, so I can go do my nails, hair, everything."
You
get
said
my-
that was a friend?
a friend's like girlfriend.
Oh, someone else
Okay.
that
Yeah.
you knew, not
Yeah.
to you.
No.
Oh, they said that you're
No,
giving me.
so I had a friend
yeah.
of a friend.
Uh-huh.
So his girlfriend, every time he got paid, like every other paycheck, she would ask money from that paycheck.
Oh, his girl asked money.
Yeah,
from it.
like I just feel like that's a little too much. It's like you lazy ass bitch. Like,
Word.
But is it? Because I get what you're saying. But is it? If he allows it, is it overstepping? If it's allowed.
yeah, because he's not setting boundaries for himself.
Yeah, it's still receptive because you're just almost taking advantage of that person without you really doing it.
No, but she was willingly doing this.
So on a grand
Yeah,
scale,
you're still taking advantage. It doesn't matter. You're still in a way.
but
In
on
the
a
grand scale, that's how I say. What do you think?
so as a grand consensus, does that mean that if you can do that to someone and they allow you, that's still not right and it's still overstepping?
I don't know.
You get what I'm saying? So like if they allow it, then that means it's okay. But we know that rule doesn't apply to everything, because if our 5-year-old child said, "I want all your money, give it to me now," you're not. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
And they be like, oh, "Okay, I give my
Of course
child
not.
everything, so I'm gonna put all my money, and then he gets to use it how he wants to." If they allow it, then it
Yeah,
must
we
be
have to
okay.
use logic
but it's
with
not,
them.
because we know damn well that's not. You know what I'm saying? Even the bank would be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Like someone's gonna say that's not right, like as a standard. We know what's not right as a standard. And I think that's like a collective. So if it's a collective response to whether someone is overstepping, I think that's why. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But if everyone accepts it, it's not so much. But situations like that I feel like it's not even a matter of why. They feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they maybe, and then sometimes there's people like that know that they only hang out with people who are yes men or yes women.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes peeps in general. Like they always hang around people like them. They always egg them on. They're always like, yo, if they ask for money, then all the people in the room, they like me.
Sure.
They let me do
Plenty.
whatever. If I ask them for $10, they all give me $10. And I see those people as supporters, not haters. So you create a circle of only yes men.
I mean, I feel like this generation is kind of like that.
It's like
once you give like an opinion, like instantly you're dubbed a hater. And it's like, no, I mean, it's my opinion. It's not neither right or wrong.
yeah.
But it's like, I'm not a hater just because I don't agree with what you like.
And we're on we're not even in a middle crowd. Like, yo, I hear what you're saying. I don't agree, but it doesn't mean we can't, keep
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree and move this on. And that's usually what's been fluctuating, where it's like a yes or no. Like, oh, you don't like vanilla? Cancel culture, everybody.
We were talking about that today in the car ride.
Like that's where I feel like it's getting to. Oh, you like pepperoni on your pizza? Canceled. We don't do meat here. Canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, we practically getting to that stage though.
That's what it is. You eat meat? Canceled. You know what they do to those porks? Canceled. That's it.
Like,
Oh
yeah,
my
that's really
God.
what it is. And then like a month later, like, oh, you're fine. You're okay.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Everything
was
is
canceled.
good. Like, what? What do you mean? So
I feel like this generation, like their attention span is like that. Basically, it's
that's what's pushing the message. I'm not,
is their attention span. It's like, oh, they're canceled, and then it's just like, it leads to the whole conspiracy theory that this pizza just took me to right now, so I'm gonna keep it to myself.
You would have had me strapped, ready to go. Let's take this trip.
Basically, a little synopsis is that, like, because of technology, it's like making people dumber.
It is.
In a way, and it's just like the government wants to create these sheeps so they're easier.
But who
to control.
creates that government if they're a byproduct of what they created?
A new world order
in the world.
See, we're gonna go into conspiracy theories now.
Shit.
That was just a little synopsis there.
That sounds like a show. We might have to talk after this.
Hey. So, okay. So the next last piece to this is, if you feel like, 'cause the main topic was about that, if you feel like you don't ask for help. Like you say my toxic trait is I don't ask for help when I should, whatever. So what is y'all advice to someone that right now is like that person that won't ask for help, too much pride to help, will go through hell, so much adversity because they can't just, just do it and just ask for help when they need to. So what advice, what would you tell them to maybe motivate them and to inspire them?
Ask for help.
Yeah, to like, yo, man, like, ask for help when you fucking need it. Like,
I would say it's okay to let people help you on a task that's difficult for you, because you have to ask questions if you don't understand. And I feel like asking for help is one step closer to understanding yourself.
Okay, understanding yourself. Okay. Loams, what about you?
I just think just go for it, because not everyone's an asshole, and basically if you deal or find someone that's like, oh,
it lets you know who they are.
Yeah, they'll let you know from the get, and you'll be like, all right, it's all good. It's good.
It's
I'll
kind of like,
ask
why
the
waste
next
my
person.
time?
It's like it's like a survey. Like you don't like imagine.
Just don't be afraid to ask. Eventually, you'll get that yes.
Yeah, and if they do, like, you'll see how if you ask for somebody and they give you like a way, like, I know not to ask you for money. Cool. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, if you know that person is not like a money giving person, because they might be a food giving person.
Yeah, at least you give it a shot. You asked,
Yeah.
and then it's trial and error.
Trial and error.
What do you think, Nat? Yeah, to maybe someone that right now, like, they're that over pride, never ask nobody for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Keep drowning in themselves. Like, what would you maybe tell them? What advice
would I
give
give
you say to them to inspire
somebody?
them to maybe start, opening up and maybe asking for help when they need?
I would probably say look to the person that you spend maybe the most time with, or that you care the most first, you know, because if they care about you and you open up to them in, you know, this way that I think is just, it's just the truth, you know, it's authentic. It is, I mean, you have an opportunity there to just kind of communicate better what your needs might be or where you might need help. And then it becomes a means of communication for both of you to say, all right, well, you know what, these are my weak points. And like, sometimes I need help calming down here and there. And, you know, you're much calmer than I am. And maybe, you know, when you see me stepping out of line, like, just let me know, you know, because I don't notice it, whatever. And that becomes your, you know, somebody that acknowledges that, and
cares.
you've made an agreement with them. Hey, yo, call me out if I fuck up. Call me out,
that's powerful,
because I need,
you know what
that
I'm saying?
help.
Like I think with
And they're
it
willing
too
to
is
do
that
that's somebody that cares. That's
you
somebody
know,
that gives
once,
a fuck.
You know, we've talked about it before in the pod,
Yeah.
but to kind of double down on it is, you know, being stronger together. You know how we did that episode and we talked about it. We talked about how we're always stronger together. I think that goes hand in hand with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, no one person no one person is Superman. You know what I'm saying? No one person can do it all, has all the different traits, all the different, you know, capabilities, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're always stronger together, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and him, if I try to pull something right now, maybe I can only get it out so fast. If me and Zane and Bolt are pulling on it to get it out, we're going to get it out 10 times faster.
Yes.
No pause.
Pause, whatever. Pause. Nah, fucking no pause. But hey, if you grabbed on too, girl, all right, even if yo, way fast, like, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Always stronger together. So with that being said, you asking for help I think we need to kind of work on that word help. Like, what is
assistance? That sounds
what is help? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think of people. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be honest. Every time I hear what,
we potting about it today.
yeah,
You know, look at it like when you think of welfare. What do you think?
When I hear welfare, I think of people
like
who
really
need assistance, and then
be honest,
when I
it's
hear
okay. Go
really
ahead.
really need assistance,
Yeah, we're potting.
The image of my head is homeless. Like, it's crazy how, like, the needier I see, the more needs I see, the first picture I see is people who don't have a lot of things. And those are people you see in New York City. And then that vision of that is paired with needy to me. So the more needs I see, like, word-wise, and then I put an image together, the more it becomes worse and worse of what I see as needy. And so when I hear welfare, that's the two things that come to mind.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know what the truth is, but when I hear the word, that sets off a trigger in my brain.
Yeah.
And then I respond off of that visual in my head. And my response is accordingly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When I hear that, that's the same exact thing. It's just like, well, I mean, it's obviously you're just not at that point. You just need assistance because, unfortunately, the way we live today in 2020, you know, rent, life, bills, food, cost of living, because of all that, it just shows obviously you can't afford that, which is very, very easy, especially where we live. So to me, it's almost like, oh yeah, it's almost expected, to be honest with you, because of how we live. And that was just a conversation me and him were having. We were driving through homes and we're like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, to afford one of these homes. And I brought it down to, well, you can if you live with a partner. You know what I'm saying? It's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna spend like $2,000 a month.
Oh yeah.
You both got to be able to put down $1,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you both have to be able to, like. So when I hear welfare, I'm just like, yo, that shit is like common because of the world we're living in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see it because our shit is so fucked up. It's like, yeah, I can see why. You know what I'm saying? It's not too far. It's not too far to get into that position. It's very, very easy to become, you know, to be a person that needs, you know, basic shit. It's very, very easy. So that's when I hear that word, you know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. So, you know, that's a good thing that you guys see it that way, because there's a lot of people when they hear that word, their initial reaction is disgust, right? As if it's a bad thing to care for the welfare, or in other words, the well-being of others, right? And so it goes back to help and assistance, and turning it into something that's positive, instead of, like you guys said, seeing it as something as is, being, how do you say, a burden of one's time, when it's people that you really love, like, and really care about you in that way, like, they're 9 times out of 10 they're going to help, even if it's in the smallest way. you know those little things do make a difference, because it's a community thing. It's something that it feels like you can only get with partnerships,
real,
and friendships,
real actual
and
help
that
from the
kind
people
of
that you're
thing,
really
and
connected with, and that you
trusting your
should be
neighbor,
around.
and those
The
kind
people
of
that are
things.
healthy
Like,
for
that's
you to
what
be
help
around.
feels like to me, like genuine
Word.
help. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And for those of people that might not have, circles that they feel tight with, maybe they feel isolated or lonely, back to that word that we're talking about.
Yeah.
There's online circles, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at what Facebook has done for mental health, in regards to even, like, the good and the bad. The good and the bad. The good being, you get the outcome of people having groups where they can talk to each other, and they can meet up with people where they've never, would have met otherwise. And that can be also tangible help, right? So I think, then we kind of got to think about what help means to the individual as well, because those things are going to be different based on their personal needs. And it's like, help is not I think we could say that help is obviously you're doing more good than harm, but yeah, it's going to be
Keeping
different
it
from one
real, just to
person
the
to the
point,
next.
yeah.
Some people might be like, listen, F all that, I need money. Is what I need, and that's the only thing that could really solve my problems right now. And other people are like,
Word.
and other people are like, I'll take the food, I'll take whatever I can get, and still
Like,
keep
it's okay,
working and just
to
figure
help.
this
It's
out.
okay to ask for, and it's okay to ask for help.
There's
I just think
so
it's
many
how
different
you
ways
view
that
it,
I
and
think we
then
can help each other.
once
Maybe
you
we
view
only
what it
ask.
is, and that you shouldn't be ashamed. That's what we're all here.
It's okay to help.
Yeah, removing the shame. I think that's that's what we're supposed to be here for. We're supposed to be able to help your neighbor. You're supposed to be able to provide and add value
Removing
in
the
other people's
shame
lives.
from,
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what builds a community. That's what makes a foundation. You know what I'm saying? Brick by brick by brick by brick. If one person doesn't put their brick, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be complete.
Yeah.
So, yeah, word. I think that's hopefully, so whoever's going through that right now, because there's someone listening that
absolutely
is biting that bullet every fucking second. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You weren't made to do it all by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You weren't made to do it all by yourself. You never know. It could be a single mom out here. Could be whoever, anyone. Like, you're not made to do it shit all by yourself. You don't have to. And just because right now maybe everyone in your circle right now is all gonna say no, 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 no. Start putting yourself in different environments and different circles.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna make that change and get all that help that you deserve. You're not gonna get it 1, 2, 3. It's a process, small steps, great distances.
For sure.
But you start changing that circle.
Absolutely.
Then you each should add value in each other's lives, and it kind of bounces off each other.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. 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 And there is, I think, maybe even
that's a good
thinking of what, like, let's say the smallest possible step that somebody can do in asking for help. Let's say the smallest step. What do you think that could be?
Go to a charity place and see,
like the simplest things.
I don't know.
Because say if you need clothes.
Yeah.
So you're saying go to a charity and try maybe ask them, or.
Yeah, like, I feel like if you want to start out, like, if you need to ask, to get used to asking for help.
Yeah.
I think maybe learning how to give helps you to kind of be helped because the people that you see that you're helping and giving stuff to, you see that you'll change your mind of what you think neediness is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good side to it as well.
It helps you see yourself in their shoes if you're that type of person to put yourself in that shoes. They're receiving, so it shows that they're not.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Ashamed of needing something.
Yeah. Or if you are the person who is a giver and, put yourself in their shoes, like on the opposite side. And I think sometimes we have to do that as well, too, because we have that pride of maybe we don't think we're better than them, but somewhere in our brain we think we're better than them. So we think that, oh, well, they're asking us for help. Maybe we're better than them. But it's like, nah, like, you have to just like put yourself in their shoes. Like, what's wrong? They ask you for help. The people that you always giving help, the one that you're always adding value and shit.
No.
They ask you for help. Why don't you just put yourself in their shoes? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, maybe they need some money to pay their rent. Put yourself in their shoes. If you were there, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you had to pay rent, wouldn't you ask?
Yeah.
So why can't you? Like, who are you? And you're Mr. Macho or whoever, that you can't be just like that person and you add value in their lives? So, hopefully we help someone out today. Word. It was a good topic, though. I like it. Shout out to Zane for bringing a good one.
Thank you. No problem, man. Thank you, Paloma.
No
yes, yo, Paloma. It's been fun having you on.
Oh, thank you. I'm always behind the camera.
Yeah, she's always behind the camera.
Yelling.
Yeah.
Sometimes yelling.
Projecting
Word
my
up.
voice.
Right?
Yeah.
Girl, if
I
you
think.
don't get on this mic.
Word.
Yes. Thank you.
Good shit. Photographer over here as well.
A budding photographer.
Yes.
What?
A budding photographer.
The fuck is a budding photographer?
I'm just
Awesome.
getting into my car.
Yes. That's awesome.
Nah, she's emerged. All right, fuck out of here. Those pictures are fire.
Yes.
She showed me some joints today.
Was she at fire?
Yeah.
It's
I
an
ain't seen
emerging
fire. You
photographer.
see?
She's
You ain't showing me
emerging
the
like a
fire.
butter.
Are you close to fire retardant?
Yeah, they must
Yes.
be because you went right past me.
Slipping. I saw the heat. All right, I saw the heat.
Oh.
Yo, Joe just puts it in his head and it becomes a snippet. Like, why is that in there?
Why is it there?
Like, whatever
There's
he
a lot of
thinks,
drops.
it's just like in his head and it just comes out.
I want smoke.
That's the only thing you need to be dropping when I
Flex dropping
talk.
these
The
bombs.
Nah, my favorite are gunshots. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
God.
Nah, you gotta do the funk flex and just drop that bomb.
That's what I'm
occasionally.
saying. Just drop the funk
We
flex.
got the bomb, man. We got the
That's
bomb.
what I'm saying. You know what? Amazon just dropped podcasting section on their fucking business. Drop a bomb on that.
What'd you say?
Amazon with their podcast support
Yes.
just dropped.
Yeah, so probably by the time, word, yo, shout out to you, Liam, man. He knows the deal. He knows the vibes.
He knows what it
He knows
is.
the vibes.
Yeah.
Soon, coming soon to an Amazon Music near you, they're gonna have podcasts, right?
Yeah.
Now we're gonna get on there. I need y'all to blast our shit. Like, I know y'all got Amazon. Y'all been
I don't
quarantined.
know if they're gonna have
Amazon
it while
Prime
you're
stock
driving.
went up. Whatever you had, I know you just get Amazon. However you got to do it and
Wait,
just
so
stream the fuck out of
So
us.
they're just trying to do everything.
They're taking
I-
over the world.
I could sell products to you, and you
Monopolizing
could
it.
watch stuff. So you don't have
And
a
listen to
laptop?
music.
Yeah, you don't got a laptop? We can send it to you.
Yes.
You like music? You can listen to it on the laptop that we
on the
just
Alexa,
sent you.
Boom.
Boom.
They're everywhere, man. They're going into the
They
Reef.
got-
Reef said they're going heavy now into the pharmaceutical business. That's
Who
like the
says
next
they're
Reef.
not?
Yeah.
Because
what they're going
they
to
already
They're
bought
not-
Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
They are about to buy Netflix. Uh-oh.
Yo,
They better not come out with pedophilia documentaries again.
Oh,
Nah,
yeah.
they
Wait,
don't.
Amazon did that?
Netflix did that. They had a show
Oh.
with the little girls or
Netflix.
Oh,
whatever.
cuties.
Yeah.
yeah, they were showed on the cover.
Yeah.
That shit was super trash.
The marketing company.
what?
Whoever, I
Yeah.
promise you, mad people got fired.
Oh yeah,
Mad people
Word.
got fired.
a lot of people.
Just to deal with the lawyers and Slack and all the stuff that they had to deal
It's
with.
so
Just
stupid.
to shut and hush and people up and all that fun stuff. because
Yeah, a lot of
hush
people got
money, I
fired.
call it, just to get people quiet because the factor that was approved in the room, like imagine just like I don't think that's a good idea, and they just like, right?
They
We just
look at
you're
him
like,
back like, who's this?
like who's this guy? No, I'm seriously, Johnny, put the coffee on the table and leave.
We talked
Like,
about that.
It's not a good
We talked
idea,
about
and
that.
they did it. I'm sure the movie has a different perspective, but when they put like if you take a small section and put it in the movies
Yeah.
and whatnot, but the thing is, it's part of the film. But if you watch the film is just it just put it in a perspective of like who's watching that.
Nah, yeah,
That's the problem. Like
there's just
those
some
kids
things,
that
though, man,
age
like, that
is not
can't-
on
like,
Netflix.
I want to know who thought that was a good idea.
That's what I'm saying.
Like-
Think about it, Lila. If I'm making a film with 11-year-olds, that means this film should be watched by 11-year-olds. Why am I interested in what they do?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If the audience, if you think about the audience, it's a little odd audience. Like that audience is for older people to see something, not for younger people. So when you go that far in depth, because over here, like I don't know, I think it was in France, things are different. I don't know what the hell goes over there, but seems like pedophilia over in France is kind of high.
Pedophilia
Kind of high over there.
in France.
Yeah, it's kind of high.
Well, I mean,
But the policies is different there.
and that's what I'm saying. In other countries,
It's very-
the
so-
whole worlds are everything is completely different.
Just
like-
because it's not over here don't mean it's not entirely not okay, but we know, like I said, the consensus standard, like we all know that's not right.
yeah, you should as a whole.
As a whole, you should know that's not right. And the number I think to get married in France is pretty low based on our like what was ours? Like the bare minimum was 16.
I don't know.
I think theirs
No,
is
that's
like
consensual, and that depends by state.
by state on when you can get married.
Every
So
state's different.
every state is different.
Now we're
Just
talking
in the
about
shop.
marriage.
Oh,
Okay. No, I wasn't sure because I know you were moving things around.
What?
Yeah, no, it's all good.
No, I have the wire.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
so
I was
find us on
listening. I was
Amazon. That's what we
listening,
got.
everything. Yeah,
Find us
sorry.
on
I was
Amazon,
listening.
yo. Stream it.
I needed to put it on the charger. I didn't
Also,
want it to die.
you want to tell them about the short film?
I just
Thanks,
dropped
babe.
a short film called Sanctuary.
You should watch it. I watched it today.
Charge your phone.
Please.
I don't even know if there's another piece over here.
You're just doing too much right now. Just it's over. The moment has passed.
I thought you don't want it.
Dude, I'll charge you later.
All right. So what's it about? What's it about? The short film.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary. Yes, it's about isolation and Liam's monster trucks.
Yeah.
But it's about a guy who's going through isolation by himself. He went from realizing that it's not so bad.
That's
and then he
perfect for the
started
times.
losing touch of his friends and family, and then he realized, like, I don't know, is life worth living if there's no one to communicate with? And then things get a little dark.
Yeah, it was really fucking awesome, man. Princess did her first acting. Yeah, first acting debut. She killed that shit. Shout out to you, girl, wherever you at.
She's behind you.
Hey. Yes, Princess, I did. I'm talking about you.
Cameo.
And then
Awesome.
I was helping out over here with Zane. We did the boom operator. You know what I'm saying? Little different vibes. It was fun. It was cool. Shout out to Susan and Kid, all y'all. Also, shout out to the filming squad. Cause guess what? We done with episode 0.
Hootie hoo.
Word. Paloma killed it.
I tried.
She had a
Shoot.
shower scene.
Yeah, what she does at the shower scene. Hey.
Congratulations, y'all.
Yo, now I'm gonna be honest with you. She was bringing me back to like past relationships and trauma. and shit.
Awesome. Ooh.
I was fam. Like I was about to be
Shit,
like,
I mean, my
cut. Not for that reason. We're not done. We're not doing that.
I had Zane feel like
Oh,
he was dealing with his mom.
Oh, yeah.
dead
I felt
ass,
that.
man.
Felt
Like
that.
I love you. What'd you do? That one I didn't write, guys. I feel like in film we gotta have a little section too where you could like, I got another idea. You press another button on a remote and then it shows you BTS notes.
Oh, like pop-up video? Like pop-up video.
I don't know what that is.
What? It was something that they used to have on VH1 where they'd play like the music video, but then they'd give like little pop-ups, like little bubbles.
Exactly. But you have to
Giving
press a
info.
button to see or you can see the BTS.
Oh, so
to
it's
where
like
you
your
see half
choice.
and half. You could pick.
Leave it, Liam.
It's just another button option. So it's basically like
Of that scene, like you're watching a movie and you just press
a button.
and it shows you like
The
live.
BTS.
To inspire this scene.
You just had a broman. Oh, that's a new word.
Yeah, bro, man. Bro, man. But yo, how fire would that be though?
That's fucking lit.
So you hit a button and you can see the BTS if you want. Like, yo, how'd they do that? You know, people you always ask, like, yo, how'd they do that shit? Well, press your button. It's a new
That'll be
DVD.
awesome.
It's called the BTS.
Shout out.
It's like static.
Stop it.
The BTR behind.
That's it. Stop giving these ideas out.
Just insert it right there. Just insert it right there.
You look like an R&B singer right now.
I gotta stop, people.
Oh my God.
I'm giving y'all too much heat. I'm giving y'all
It's
too
over.
much
He's holding
heat.
the mic like he's a singer, like he's about to like tear it up.
Yes.
Guanile.
Giving y'all too much heat over here. Let me stop. Call Apple.
Yo, yes.
Oh shit.
I think Liam wants to talk on the mic.
Oh my god.
Don't worry.
Wow.
That just happened.
No.
What's up, Liam? Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up, bud?
That's it. You just gotta share
Hi,
this video
people.
with them. It's over.
We out of here. Oh, no, what do y'all got to shout out for this week? What do y'all got to shout out for this week, Zane?
Well, shout out the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian. I just started apparently I didn't watch.
Finish.
I started finished.
That sounds too much like the DeLorean.
But it's the Mandalorian.
Nah, I don't want to watch it, man. I want to see a
bro.
DeLorean.
That show is amazing. And Lovecraft Country.
If
Lovecraft
I
Country.
can't go back to the future while watching that show, I
But
don't
you
wanna
can
watch.
hyperspace in Star Wars. So it's just the
I
same.
don't fuck with Star Wars.
Except it's going forward instead of back.
There.
Yo, he said BTR.
Don't be too.
I'm serious.
What's that Joe Budden sound? The baby.
That was actually Liam.
Don't.
Which baby?
The baby.
Oh. Yo, I don't know, man. I think the ideas are lit.
Yo, they're hilarious.
I'm with it.
Amazon will buy it.
Amazon will buy it.
So that's why they can't listen.
Yes.
Actually, I just realized something.
Don't.
Are you listening? It's
Yeah.
crazy. Check this out. So, a little conspiracy theory. If Amazon gets podcasters, that means that Amazon will own part of podcasts.
Of course.
If you upload it, they have a small rights percentage to it. But you won't know this because you click past everything. So then when you
Not
upload it,
reading the EULA.
exactly, and
The end
since he's so
user.
rich, he can actually scan what y'all say and feed it through a system.
Fam, if Amazon comes with a fucking BTR.
It's an algorithm, and I'll read it, and it actually pulls ideas, and people review it that he pays, and to see if they write any ideas. And then when that happens, your ideas will always find its way to Amazon through one funnel. One day shipping. Amazon.
Jeff Bezos in his house somewhere, and he just hears all the different ones. It's all different Alexas saying, Joe in New Jersey just said BTR. Oh, wait, grab that one. That's a good one.
BTR. Oh, man. Amazon.
All right,
Like-
people. Paloma, what's yours? What's your shout out?
Yeah.
Well, my wax girl, Wax with Steph.
Yep.
Yo,
Okay,
she
hold
was
on,
my
hold
shit
on.
with slip and slide.
Oh,
shit.
She's amazing. She's in Ridgefield. She charges $40.
Shit.
So her Instagram is at Wax with Steph.
Wait a minute. Is it
Awesome.
guys too, or is it only females? Because I'm asking questions. Just looking for alternatives.
Pretty good.
Looking for alternatives.
She does guy waxing as well.
Okay.
Yo, ladies, is it disrespectful if your man buys you a wax?
Hell no. You know
That's-
that shit gets expensive.
That's if they say they don't like cutting their hair. If they don't like shaving, then that's you know.
But like if you like say,
But
you,
if you suggest it, and they
let's
never
just say
said
you buy a wax session for your lady, and be like, yo, I want you to come back all smooth for me.
I don't know. That's up to them.
And you're being as like a sexual gesture.
I don't know. I
He's like, I'm not stepping into this one right now.
Yeah, I guess it's up to them.
Yeah.
I guess if they know it's a sexual gesture, if you're like waiting for the wax box kit, like damn,
Out
I'm
the
waiting for
window.
that fucking wax
It's
box
kind-
kit for my lover because they
Just
love
get you
getting off on
chocolates?
it. Like, good. That sounds like
I
a
figure
great
fucking
night.
man.
But if
You could ask.
you're not
Ask,
into
or
it,
just
then
do
it's
it
kind of
and
like
see how she reacts.
I wanna
just get
I wanna
me
take my lady
chocolates.
to
I
a
don't know
spa,
what to tell you. I don't know
and
what to tell you.
maybe whatever
Spas,
she sees, it's like massage or whatever. She's like, oh, wax.
Just
oh,
ask.
wax,
Just
okay.
ask.
Yeah, I guess you gotta get a feel what they like, what they don't like.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, and if you ain't hear that, I mean, and it's a yes or a no at this point. Like, come back for me, bold. And then she take your word for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And you be like, what is this beautiful naked alien woman doing here?
Oh God.
I get it, Nat.
What's your expression?
That's where you
man?
draw the line.
Yeah.
I went over
Yeah,
y'all
eyebrows,
heads.
too. I
Yo,
think
Nat
that's where
got
you draw the
bars.
line,
You heard
I
that?
think.
Nah, I'm being honest, man. You with the bars.
My son is thinking.
No.
I'm mostly y'all. I'm gonna give a
Oh
shout out
my
to Nat for
God.
being a fucking dope
Joe's
ass
too
tattoo
lit
artist.
tonight, damn.
And she fucking killed.
I am a possible
Nah,
client.
you killed.
No, yeah,
Paloma's a
that's
client.
good, that's
Paloma's a
good.
client.
Paloma's, yes.
How you announce them now?
Coming soon.
New client alert.
New
Nah,
client
but
alert.
You
Bag
you
alert.
Oh,
smoked
you're so
you smoked
sweet.
that scar tattoo, yo.
Yeah, Nat. She put the extra sauce in that one. She put the elbow.
Awesome.
The elbow grease.
She put the elbow grease. in
Not
it.
saying you have greasy elbows. I'm just using the term.
Oh my God.
Ooh,
Yeah.
guns.
I bet
That
you.
was so
want
awesome.
imagine Nat punch you with her tat arm.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. Yeah, it's a wrap.
No,
It's
no,
like
no,
a
no,
Mortal
no.
Kombat
Listen, this is
X-ray
my tattoo
break.
arm. You can see my muscles through my
Yo,
shirt.
do you ever try to tat someone ambidextrous?
Nat,
It's over. It's over. It's over.
that'll be crazy.
Do you ever want to learn?
Feel.
One. You think you
No.
would get tattoos done faster like that? Like you're just
No,
on the
that's a
break?
bad idea.
Yo,
No, I
she would
wouldn't
be
do
a
it.
3D
I'm
printer.
not ambidextrous. I am.
Be
I
Nat
know.
3D.
It is too much.
Using 2
You
arms.
can do both.
Fuck that shit. No, you need a stretching hand.
Oh shit! That could be a
Nah.
movie. I'm
Yo.
using that.
Imagine
Damn.
someone's like, nah, I want to get a shoulder tattoo.
Yeah.
And I want to,
You're-
I want to
mean,
get a
you're just
chest
gonna have to
tattoo.
put a
Like, nah,
IV
fam, it's cool. We can do it all
coffee
today.
into me, I
All
guess.
today. Both sessions, yo. Both sessions, same time.
That's
Yo,
fuel.
what does that look like? Like you're all used to
wild.
just one me, and then now it's like
That shit would hurt.
No.
That
Oh
shit
my
would
God,
hurt.
no,
Getting
fuck
fucking
that.
tattoo at two places at the same damn time. I bet there's a sick fuck who's gotten that done in Vegas somewhere. He was like, yo, I want 2
Listen.
tats. Yeah. Ooh, tell me.
Are you kidding me? Dude, it's a whole culture. Wait. Let me just tell you, there's a whole culture around this. There's videos. Dude, there's people that get
Do
tattooed,
it.
like 5 people at a time, tattooing each of their body parts. And I'm like, somewhere along the line in my business, I need
So
to
you
turn
get
this
paid
into a
even
fetish so I
more
can
than the
make some
tat,
money from it.
just to tattoo them?
Because
Because you're giving them that
listen,
fetish?
there's people that will pay you to do this kind of stuff on them. A lot of money. It's wild.
What if you finish
Yeah.
2 tattoos at the same time on
Yeah.
2 people?
Like you tattoo
With using
them,
2
and then right
different
after
arms.
you know you put a heel to the back, and then they'll be
like 2
happy,
different arms
I'm
if
sure.
you haven't already had one
Yeah.
set of arms. Is it like one
No.
set or 2 sets?
What?
Well, you get it, and then you
Oh my
finish it
God.
at the same time. Does that make you like a
That makes you
savant?
fucking nuts. Yeah, you definitely.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's fucking.
Whoa.
Write it down.
That makes you
When do you
a freak
think
of nature.
that
You're like the Houdini of
Yeah.
tattoo artists.
we're gonna be able to just
You're
take
that.
a fucking
You're that
paper
one tattoo
and
artist
put it
that
on us and it
actually
tattoos
is
us?
making magic out there.
You think yeah. When do you think it's gonna happen?
That's gonna be some sharp ass paper.
Permanent? No. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think you'll probably get to like you're probably gonna get to like semi-permanent level. I think just at one point or another, because we're already kind of little by little it's getting there. Like you have like the temporary tattoos that last like 3 weeks. You know, so I do think that we're gonna get to a point where
Maybe
you're
what
gonna
if it's
have
maybe
like
like a year tat?
semi-permanent tattoos, but
think?
without the insertion of ink
Yeah.
and some level of discomfort, you're not gonna get a permanent tattoo. Sorry, that's fine, but it's not
Yeah.
permanent. I think we'll probably get to
Is-
that.
oh, no,
point.
yeah, for a
There's
while.
gonna
Yeah,
be
hell
somebody
yeah.
that's like, fuck this shit. I want the
By the
design. I
time
don't want
that
the
shit
pain.
comes out.
Like I'm gonna make this because they're that invested, but I'm still gonna have a job. Listen.
Legalized? It wasn't legal?
Yeah, tattooing is always going to be a
It
job.
was more
It,
for
it's,
gang
it
members
was
if you
just
had a tattoo.
legalized
They would consider
in
you part of
Japan, I
the
believe,
Yakuza or Yakuza.
recently.
Oh, wait, so where?
Yes.
Just where in
No,
China?
it wasn't.
Japan.
Japan.
It's illegal.
What about in China? Okay. I was gonna say, Dan, that's crazy. Okay.
In Japan. It was,
Yeah, that's
it
what I
was
was gonna say.
illegal. I'm pretty sure it
Oh,
was
that's
legal.
That's why in the
Imagine that.
It's
movies
been
when
legal
you
for a
see
long
it, it was
time.
like, oh, like in Japan, like, oh, if you had a tat, if they see it, they're like, oh,
Nah,
he
it's not
must
all of Asia.
definitely-
It's not all of
definitely
Asia. 'Cause
Yakuza. It's definitely gang
No.
related. So it's
No.
like a taboo, like, oh, you had I definitely in the gang automatically. And then when
Yeah.
when the Yakuza really put it on their body, that was like a thing.
No, but
That was like a
that goes
taboo.
back to
Way,
the
way
samurai.
back. Samurai days.
Samurai times and everything like
Yeah.
that because the Yakuza dates back to that far. And
Yeah.
like the lords that were part of the Yakuza and stuff, they used to have like these kimonos with so many like extravagant designs and everything like that. So basically when it got outlawed in Japan that, that they're not really supposed to be a part of the organization, basically the Yakuza leaders would tattoo their body. So if you notice, like, it's like from the wrist to like the ankle. So when they wear suits, it covers up.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
their whole tat.
Huh.
So the tattoos
Interesting.
basically replace the kimono.
And you never know, Nat. Even if maybe they do have some shit like that in your lifetime, maybe that but you'll probably be the one doing it because it might have to be done a certain way, maybe because it's on you for so long that you might have to be. You might need a license for that. You know what I'm saying? So you would be transitioning
perhaps.
into that.
Oh, yeah.
Got to think
Very
big.
possible. Yeah, very possible. Listen, if it gets to that, I don't know.
Word.
I'm sure there's money. There's
Word.
money in temporary tattoos,
Nat, did
man.
you say
but
you shot out for this week?
I don't know.
What you
Maybe.
got?
Maybe we'll see. Shit. I mean, I guess if it brings in more money than my business, then why not? Well,
Lovecraft
I
Country.
definitely second
Yep.
Phil's opinion on what was the show called? Oh, Lovecraft Country. Awesome. It is incredible.
You mean
I'm
last-
actually gonna watch it again tonight
Last
because
five?
June didn't watch the last episodes and I just binged it yesterday.
Oh,
the last 3
the
episodes, so I'm
remaining
up to date.
Oh, okay.
But man, it's
Y'all all watching this. I might have to watch it.
no, I already
that
watched
shows
the
my
first
new
2,
True
so I was
Blood.
finishing up.
I might have to get on it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mhm.
But yo,
but yeah.
that's been fun. It's been dope. I appreciate all y'all for coming
it's
through,
wonderful.
being a part of this.
I appreciate it.
Word.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, you already know. It's been fun.
Yes.
Thank you, Nat, for sharing your time.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing time.
Chicken Little.
Oh my gosh, I had
That's
to
my
brush my hair
dude.
real quick
Nah, you
before I
gotta
got
do
on
what you gotta
camera
do,
because I
yo.
dead
Mommy
ass
time
was
out
like
here.
this with Mello. I read her book and I'm like, not Chicken Little again, but I had
Good
to do it.
shit.
So
Outs.
Out.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry
like
for
a-
mine, but
yeah,
still moving.
He's still
yeah.
up, nah.
But it's over, man. It was
Also,
over.
people,
She was
remember, you
knocked
already know you
out.
get your free
Put
audiobook,
down. It's over.
audibletrial.com/therapy without a degree. You go get your book. I just finished Hustle Smarter by 50 Cent. Now I'm listening to Unlocking Your, it's like something Unlocking Your Mind. I'm going to find it right now for y'all, but it's a really crazy book. If you want to get into like consciousness and kind of a little stuff we were talking about earlier with the soul and the mind, it's actually called An End to Upside Down Thinking. Yeah. So, anything you recommend right now that you're reading that?
Yeah.
Word.
Oh, I remember you mentioned that. Yeah, actually I have a couple. There's a couple. I think the first one would be The Humanist in the Hood. And that's by Sakibu Hutchinson. You can find that on audiobook as well, but I have the Kindle edition of it. And then another one is How to Have Impossible Conversations by Peter Boghossian. And he is pretty much just specializes in different methods of communicating with people, and I mean, literally breaks it down in a sort of just the there, if this is their response, this is kind of my question, and he puts in text form the conversations that he's had with people from
Sounds
audio to
interesting.
text form
What
to
was the
really kind
first
of
book you
dissect the
said?
dialogue.
The
And understand why people think what they
Hunger
think.
Games.
Yeah, so those are the two right now. Yeah, those are the first book. Oh, the first book is called the first book is called The Humanist in the Hood, and that's by Sakibu Hutchinson, and it's about having grown up in maybe low income neighborhood, or what somebody would consider the hood growing up, and not in a negative term, and just this is just what we call it, you know. um uh you know and maybe having had those different beliefs, or maybe growing up very religious, and kind of being the few within your minority group, like being a Latino non-believer, being a Black non-believer, and kind of being in those subgroups, and kind of how you kind of get from point A to point B, and what that process was like for different people. It's really interesting. It kind of goes into all these studies of just how religion fluctuates over time, and what groups kind of go where from what. It's very, very interesting. It's basically just it's history mixed with like statistics and epistemology.
That's
really
fire.
wonderful.
You always be having some gems with
And
the books.
the two books are actually
You be
they're
having
kind
some
of
gems, yo.
go
I'm
hand
gonna
in
send
hand 'cause
you
it's
an End to
conversational
Upside Down
as
Thinking.
well.
I think you would really enjoy it. And like, I would love to have those conversations with you about all the shit that he's saying. So like, check it out, because I know you would find it
please.
interesting.
I think I would. I'll add it to my
it's
books,
fire.
man, because
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, well, no, it's because it has a lot of substance to book, so it would be many
Oh, that would be
conversations.
an awesome conversation.
Because just in the first chapter,
It'd definitely
it's like,
probably be like over 2 hours. We need a lot more time.
But yeah, y'all, any last words for the people? Loams?
Awesome.
You
Yeah,
can
awesome.
check out my Instagram. Check out my photography.
Yes.
Awesome.
At @_Loma 5 A's. So LOMAAAAA.
5 A's. Go check it out. Follow her. All right, the photography
I
is
will.
lit out here.
Thank you.
Zane also shots Jane. That's Jane. Zane
5 A's.
just released a new issue of the
okay.
magazine.
Yes, I did.
Yes, he did. Shout out to him.
September, October issue is out, and it's available along with my master book. It's in my link. I Am Zane Magazine on Instagram.
Word.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. And you can book your tattoo with Nat
Yes.
over here. You already know. Hit her up, Nat Cruz Tattoos in the building. All right. You can
Yes.
book your tat. And yeah, yo, we out of here. It's been fun. Nat. Word, yo. Likewise. I'll talk to y'all in the group chat. Oh, June,
Yes.
yo, what up?
Oh, it's been a pleasure. It's always so nice hearing you guys.
Wait, you
voices.
can't just peek the hair.
This is a great
I don't want to just
conversation.
see the hair, fam. What's up? I want to see you, bro.
He says,
Oh,
"What's up?"
I don't know what
Hold on,
that's.
let me take that.
What's goody?
What you munching on? What you munching on?
You know, it's the end of the night, baby. It's time for the.
Oh, nice. Oh, get on that. Get on that.
Hold on, I gotta put this up.
But
Brown.
yeah, y'all.
Hold on. I
We're,
haven't
we're,
eaten it yet, actually.
other than that, we guess we're gonna get out of here.
No,
All right.
no, this
It's
would've been
been
a different
fun.
conversation.
It's been real. We out. Deuces.
Peace.
Bye. Say bye, Liam.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll see you, man. Yes. Take care, guys.
Fire.
See ya.